Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside these shows while they are live, so toss me a buck or two in there if you are enjoying these streams. But most importantly, if you would like to join the debate with the page you are currently watching on mute, simply click the link in the info box below this video to join the discussion and express your views on the shape of the Earth. There are a couple of rules in the Hangout. Number one, please do not swear. If you do, you will be ejected. And if you are, please do not try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. In a moment, I'm going to transition across straight to the Hangout so we can hear from some of the guests. I'll make some introductions, but before I do, if you are currently in the live stream, please share the show on social media. Social media increases the live audience, of course, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you are new to this channel or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. And with that, I'll raise the mic on the Hangout and make a few introductions of whoever is in there now. So let's have a look, see who's in there. Bear with me just 1 second. Get to my desk to turn the mic up on these guys. Hello, how are you doing? Who have we got in today?
Hi. Hello, we've got me. I'm your co-host today.
So we've got Lottie, good to have you here. I think Chris was in first. How you doing, Chris?
Hello.
Good to have you. We've also got Aaron. How you doing, Aaron?
Hi, how are you?
And we've also got Sleeping Warrior. Good to have you, Sleeping.
I think he's gone, actually.
Has he? Oh, no, he's just on mute.
I think maybe he's been sniped already.
Maybe he's been sniped already, but he's on Skype. How you doing, Anthony?
Shout out to Captain Bullshit for sniping me.
Shout out to Captain Bullshit. Anyway, right.
Swearing,
so you're all introduced, I think. Did I miss anybody? Oh, no, I did. Ali B, how are you doing? Can you hear us? Probably slept away for a brew. Well, let battle commence.
Hi, Nathan. How you doing?
Good to have you. Right, that's me done.
I was going to say...
All right, I'll start. If Paul's out there or Rumpus, join us because I saw a snip from ED 2.0 last night. Shout out to Matt Taylor for telling me that I was being wrecked in there. So I went in and I happened to tune in at the part where you were talking about the tuft. So if you're out there, gents, come in. Let's talk. See if we can establish some common ground.
Where's the third video, Anthony?
Where's the third video, Anthony? It's on my computer, Chris.
Yep. Well, why are you not presenting it?
Because it's mine. That's what copyright holders can do.
That's it. Just going to be mine.
No, because there's evidence on there that kind of destroys the ball of fantasy. But I'm holding it because I want to see if I can get common ground. And then we can release the final piece and then
Anthony,
put that piece.
Can you be an adult? Because what happens, Anthony, is when people ask you questions, you're you're so defensive and you're such an arse.
Isn't he?
Who's the copyright holder of the video footage, though?
Anthony, shut up. No, Anthony, 1 second. And then you cause people to troll you. So why don't you just give a legitimate reason why you won't show this information? That's all he's asking.
Because it's mine.
No,
it's mine. It's mine.
Like you're causing.
That is so petulant.
Trolling Anthony by just saying it's mine. It's mine. You're such a child that you're inviting people to troll you by your childish behaviour.
So what? It's my footage.
It's probably sitting there with a big
out. If I don't want it going out yet,
he told me before we went on air that he's holding it back so we can get people can mutually agree. His words, mutually agree. I said, mutually agree on what? And he said, well, I'm not going to tell you that. And I says, well, Anthony,
no, I didn't say that.
But I said mutually agree means that both parties have to be aware of what they need to agree to first before they can agree to it.
No, that's not what I said. I said we could mutually agree some landmarks that we can agree on.
Those were your words.
Mutually agree on points of the evidence that we can agree on. They were my words.
Then tell us what these things we need to agree on are.
Well, I just said the tuft of trees. That's why I'm asking for Rumpus and Paul to come in to see if we could agree that the tuft of trees that I identified compared to the tuft of trees that they've identified may or may not be correct.
Who cares about the trees? They're barely visible.
Well, it identifies the
landscape.
town. It identifies the town, so it's either Douglas or not.
How the trees identify the town? What are the trees special to this town? Are they blue trees, red trees?
Aye. And if you've been keeping up to date with the flat Earth debate, you would know why they're important.
Enjoy by Mr. Flatcurve. How you doing, Mr. Flatcurve?
I've been watching enough of it to see, and I can see with my own two eyes that the
Hold
trees
on,
are not
just want to say a quick hello to new guest. Hold on. How you doing, Mr. Flatcurve? Sorry, at the start of these shows, there's always going to be a few intros interrupting. I'm really sorry, Chris. How you doing, Mr. Flatcurve? I need you to say hello now.
Hello. Just want to shout out Curved Water, shout out
for the love of God, Lottie, I just need to hear Mr. Flatcurve say something uninterrupted, and then I can shut up.
Hello.
I doubt it.
You don't hear from him, he's getting booted.
Hello.
Hello, good to have you.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to be here.
Just a bit quiet. Sorry to interrupt you, Chris, you go ahead.
It's all right. Anthony, we have the features of the landscape. Identify the features of the landscape. We don't need the bloody trees.
That, of course, is the point. We're trying to get to some kind of consensus where we pick points out that we all agree are points.
But you are going to be insistent on these trees, aren't you?
Yes, because they specifically identify
because you think that this is some sort of weak point, but it's another irrelevant. Just a point that you want to argue.
The trees are a strong point for both sides. If we can identify the tufted trees, we can relate it to the other artifacts in the evidence.
Okay, what if we can't
identify Douglas?
Trees
or we can misidentify Douglas.
Let's say we can't identify the tufted trees. What's next?
Then if we can identify the tufted trees, we can identify whether we're looking at Douglas or not.
Oh my God.
Well, our position is we're looking at
Tell
Douglas.
us about that.
Before you do, how you doing, Mike? Hold on a second, Anthony. How you doing, Mike? Good to have you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too.
Continue, please.
Welcome, Mike. Thanks for coming to my show. Just want to shout out my cousin, Sean G. Sean G, my cousin. Shout out to you.
Condolences for Sean
Show me
G.
why
related
the trees are so important to identifying Douglas.
I was just wondering if everybody's turned up in the special poncho shoes.
Would you? I mean,
if you haven't...
It's mine. Personal snuff film or something.
I was just wondering if you've all bought your special poncho shoes. If you're not sure what I'm referring to, go and check my little 10-second video out. Poncho shoes available on store in Soundy's shop.
Mate, a bunk article and do everyone a favour, would you?
How you doing, Curved? Can you hear us? Is your mic working?
Morning, everybody hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to turn you up a bit.
All right, yes.
Good to have you here, Curved.
Okay. Yeah, I have a question for Riley. Instead of going to these little trees and things like that, what's his objection to just taking a look at the profile of the ridge line and everything from like peak?
Because the rumpus, because he thinks that the rumpus is identified a tuft of trees that are non-existent, and he wants to get down into the minutiae of whether there's trees there or not, and it's entirely irrelevant. But because he thinks that the rumpus is mucked up, that's why he wants to go for it.
That's a complete misrepresentation, and
I'll explain
for why.
Anthony.
Well, then represent, Riley. Just answer the question. And
I'm trying, but he keeps interrupting.
Before you do, been joined by Paul. How you doing, Paul? Good to have you here.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Hi, Paul.
Nice to see you.
How you going?
Very well, thank you.
I want to see the full presentation.
Paul, I saw part of your Earth Discussions 2.0 chat last night, and the particular point that I'm interested in is the tufted trees bit that you said. Were you ready to talk about that?
The one that we've positively identified as being above Ballacannel.
Yeah, I've seen your positive identification, and I'd like to respond and critique it if it's okay with you. I want to test how critical it is. Does it stand up to the scrutiny?
Would you like me to present our methodology for identifying them as the trees above Ballacannel first?
Yeah, I'd like you to show people in chat what it is that you've done and how you come to your conclusion, and let them see the issue that I'd like to critique. So yeah, it's over to you. You make your point if you would.
Okay. All right, I'll just get my screen up. Okay, am I being shared?
Yeah.
You are ready when you are.
Right. Okay. So we've got the composite image up here, and the tuft of trees that Anthony's talking about is this tuft of trees in here. You'll note that it's right on the boundary between two of the images that have been joined together there. Is that the tuft of trees, Anthony, that's in question?
Yeah, you know it is.
Yep, good. All right, I just wanted you to confirm that for me. Okay, and so what we do is we then go over to another thing that I've got here. I've now put together a joined picture here where I can now move this picture left and right without having to shift two things at the same time. See, I can move them together now, Nathan. Okay.
Oh my God! Wow! The underhanded tactics have gone now, Paul.
Yeah, that's right. Tuft of trees is right in that join there. Okay, and you can see that I've lined up the images. They line up pretty well. There's the end of the what you call the end of the Isle of Man. The peaks here line up really nicely. Everything lines up nicely there.
Out of interest, why don't they line up on the left now? So you've got these two marks that run down the line of the image, Paul, that don't seem to be lining up. Do you see those? It's just me. Am I
I don't know which marks you're talking about.
That's all right.
Really?
I can highlight
They're
them. I can highlight them for the
marks.
audience, Paul. It's all right if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just for the audience, just showing
That's
a line that doesn't line up with things that you've
have
marked
no
out.
idea
I mean,
what the
I
lines
could be
actually
wrong.
mean,
Maybe they're
that
just
you don't know
erroneous
whether
markings that you put for the mound, for instance.
To line up or not. So,
Neither do you.
What a load of nonsense.
So this line, just to get clarity for the audience, just so we know why, is the mound, for instance, not lined up on the image, Paul. What's wrong with that?
I'll just leave the hangout if you're not going to let me demonstrate.
You do what you like. I don't care. Do what you like.
Nathan's just very confused.
Go on. Sorry, Paul. Do you want to threaten me with leaving, Paul? Sod off. Go on then. Sod off.
All right.
Nathan, you should
Tuft of trees is there. It's at 240
You don't seem to be
degrees.
sodding off, Paul. Was your threat
in
just total threat? Was it just an erroneous threat, meaningless threat? Or are you going to sod off? I don't be threatened by you. If you want to sod off, sod off.
Hey.
You mean
I think he just wants all questions held until the end.
I don't give a crap what he wants. If he wants to threaten me with going, he can just sod off now. I don't get threatened by people like you, Paul. If you want to piss off, piss off. Don't threaten me.
Calm down.
No, I won't threaten down. If you want to threaten to leave because I'm talking over you, sod off and do it on Earth Discussions. I don't give a crap whether you're here or not. There are billions of ballers to replace you, Paula. Billions.
That's great. Have a join, share it with Eleanor.
On the other hand, Paul, I'd like you to stay, but perhaps if we just at this point stop. Let's not talk about the alignment. Let's just talk about the tuft of trees and limit it just to that for the minute. I'd like you to stay.
Yep, right. Here's the tuft of trees. It's in there. The bearing to the tuft of trees is 240.0 degrees. Okay, so 240.0 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I go across to Google Earth, and I've already got it up. I'll put it across on this screen so you guys can see it. There's my Google Earth. There is the line from your position where you're standing and St. Bees, and you can see that the bearing here is 240.0 degrees. And it goes right through a tuft of trees. Now you might think, can that tuft of trees actually be seen from St. Bees? And so we have a look and we can see that we've got direct line of sight with it. There's no cliffs in the way. And you think, well, can we see it from the elevation profile? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this around now a little bit just to make it a bit easier to help you visualize that we can show that the tuft of trees is in fact visible. So St. Bees is in fact out in this direction here. Zoom in on this a little bit. And we're going to show that this tuft of trees is really eminently visible from St. Bees. So we're going to do a path and we're going to show the elevation profile of this path. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a pathway right from behind the tuft of trees, and we're going to do the pathway right out here to the ocean. All right, so I'll just stop that from moving, and you can see that the tuft of trees, if I put my arrow there, now where's the tuft of trees on this profile? So if I go here, the tuft of trees is right in there, right on top of a hill. Right on top of a hill as we see it in the image that you've taken. And the slope slopes down to the ocean, and then we go across the ocean to St. Bees. So the tuft of trees is entirely visible from the ocean. Not
I
only
agree.
that, I've actually got some more evidence too.
Hang on.
So
We
I'm
haven't
not
finished here,
with the
Paul.
evidence yet. No,
wait,
I'm not
Paul,
hanging on because I'm not finished presenting my evidence yet.
Yeah, but we're talking about the
Because
tuft of
not only
trees. I don't
that,
want to go off the
here
tuft of
is
trees point
video
yet, Paul.
taken by our man on the Isle of Man, and we can see that this is video taken from Bala Canal, and it's looking out over from the direction of St. Bees, and there is the tuft of trees on the horizon. So the tuft of trees is there. We've shown that it's visible. We can see it from St. Bees.
Can you make that full screen, please,
We've shown
Paul?
that it matches.
Can you just make that full screen, please, Paul?
It matches.
Can you make it full screen, please, just so we can see it a bit clearer? Thank you.
Screen. Yeah, sure can. All right, there's the tuft of trees. Okay, that's the tuft of trees you're seeing in there. Hang on, I'll get my mouse over the other side. No, I can't. That's it. The tuft of trees is there. That's the tuft of trees we see. It's visible. I've shown you that it's visible. There's nothing blocking its view. We have direct line of sight from St. Bees. It matches the bearing on the map. It's the tuft of trees. All right. So
I'd like to respond.
I just want to know why you lied about your observation height, Anthony. Why did you lie about your observation height?
Trees, Paul. Let's stay on the tuft of trees because I'd like to critique and respond what you've just showed. Okay?
Yeah, I'll bet you.
Shut up, dude. Shut up. Really, tuft of trees? You're going to talk about tufts of trees for 20 hours, dude? You're a freaking idiot.
We've positively identified.
This is an adult conversation.
I want you to show your analysis, Anthony.
I'm trying to. I'm getting interrupted by somebody that's got women's ankles. Can you put your screen back on? Because I'd like to use your screen because I'm not going to hang out.
I want you to show your evidence, Anthony.
I can share your screen relatively easy if you want to, Anthony.
Yeah, go on.
I've shown my evidence that positively identifies it. I want you to show your evidence, what you have done.
Yeah, then after that, move on from the subject. After that, be done with it.
And then we want to know why you
take your
lied
women's
about
ankles
your
and disappear.
observation height, Anthony.
I'm trying. Hang on. Share screen. That one.
Now, when you present your evidence, are you going to be lying about this as well? Like,
yeah, of course I'm going to be lying, Curved, because you're in here, aren't I? Only when you're in here am I lying.
Yes, he is.
And Miles. It's only when Curved is in here and Miles that I'm lying.
Wait, I'm not ready. Just wait till I tell you that I'm ready, because otherwise no one's seeing this.
By the way,
can the people in the Hangout see Anthony Riley's Skype screen? Sorry to interrupt you, Paul. Can you all see Anthony's screen?
We can see it, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm not sure.
Thank you. You're sharing to the audience and to the Hangout, Anthony, when you're ready.
I am now. All right, so let me just get back in. I've just drawn my line of sight on. And I'll remove this one. All right, so the claim is that the tuft of trees is both visible and in the evidence. So I'm going to show you the problems with this, and you can make it your own mind up. I need my composite image so that I can reference it, and the tuft of trees appears in the evidence. Notice that Paul didn't reference the evidence in any way. He just expects you to understand what we're looking at. I'm going to cross-reference the evidence, and I'm going to show.
Yeah, because you've talked about it for 40 hours now. Everybody knows, moron.
Listen, women's ankles, go elsewhere. Go and troll elsewhere.
Fat ass, what are you talking about? Go eat some hot dogs.
You need some new material, Riley. That's weak.
No, hang it just stopped working.
I'm sorry. Where's my man? How's the gnome today, Riley?
I did, by the way, reference where it was. I showed you where it was on the composite image.
Are you done? Right. So we have the tuft of trees, and we have the claim that this is Bala Canal. So I'm going to show you the problem with this. So my point is that if this is the tuft of trees that Paul's identifying, it has to relate to the positioning of this and possibly this. I mean, I'll concede this point ultimately in the end, but these three things have to be in the same place. Otherwise, we're not in the right place. So the fact that the tuft of trees is visible is not the proof. It's that it's relative to this point and probably this point too. Now, back to the when we go down to the line of sight. Do you want to include any other points? Pardon?
Do you want to include any other points? I've got 17 other points that reference it, that show it's correct.
Yeah, I do, but I want to deal with them one at a time. And I'm happy to take on all 17, but let's do them one at a time and let's see how they stand to scrutiny. Now, We have to use our imagination because the trees aren't actually visible until I go higher. But I accept that they're flat on the image and there is elevation to them, but they are there. But the issue becomes, are they relative to the evidence the same? Does it match what we see? Now, if these are the tufted trees, which I'm happy to say that they are, this would be Bala. The trees would be to the left. So we would see the trees to the left and we'd see Bala. We'd have to identify this up here. And I'm happy to say that if we go back a little bit further,
that? And when we identify that, you'll say we've got to identify something else.
Probably.
And when we identify that, you'll say we've got to identify something else.
You, Paul.
That's what I was trying to get him at the start to tell us what we need to agree on.
We have identified enough.
Paul, shush. So if the
You've been
clump of
wrong
trees
about
sits
enough
on the
too,
horizon,
and there's more
And then he'll go off
observations
in this
coming.
bloody
So go
tangent.
fuck yourself,
All right,
dude.
just wait. Let them get tuckered out. If they're going to troll you, just wait until they shut up.
if the tuft of trees sits on the horizon, and we have this mound here to represent this bit here, that would mean that these are the houses that are here. However, when we zoom out, unless we can see through land, it's blocked by these cliffs, because these cliffs in front are 200 feet.
What are you on water skis here? What's your elevation?
No, we saw this. I saw this yesterday.
I've got the line of sight set to the tuft of trees currently.
What's it look like from
So you're
100
changing your position, so you're changing your view on Google Earth.
No.
This is retarded.
What's it
I'm
look
not
like
changing
from
my view.
125
I'm
feet,
simply
Riley?
showing the relativity.
This is retarded. You are changing your view on Google Earth.
No. What I'm doing is I'm lining it up to what you see these buildings.
You're off the coast of Isle of Man. It's taken from St.
lining them up
Bees,
with these buildings
about
here.
100 feet high. You're zooming in on Google Earth. You're changing your position.
So,
what do you not understand about this?
I'll change my position because that now doesn't appear to foul it, or it
You're
did,
off
it
the
did
coast of Isle of Man.
What is the camera view from?
Hang on, let me make sure I'm in the right place here, because when I did this earlier
am
on today,
I
it was in a
crazy here?
different
What
place.
part of this don't you understand?
All of it.
He's trolling.
I'm not trolling
all you guys.
I'm just showing the problems.
You guys keep on this subject.
Yes, he absolutely is.
All right,
He really is.
This is bizarre.
Why did
This
you
is
lie
bizarre.
about your view on it, Anthony?
Right.
So, just so I'm following, Anthony, what you've done is you've lined up the line of sight with Bala, which is the town they're saying this load of white buildings is. So if you can see it in the image, you're now lining up with it so we can see it in Google Earth. And then we're seeing, if we have a line of sight to Bala, which is what we're looking at, do we see the tuft of trees on the left? And if you get to the elevation that you're at, we don't. That's basically your point,
Riley
correct?
has to go back to take a snapshot and then zoom in on that. He can't just...
Luckily, Miles and Al are going today.
Sorry, take a shot of what? Who's saying... Who's suggesting
he has to go back to St. Bees so he can do it from that position. Take a screenshot and then zoom in on that.
A screenshot of what? I'm a bit confused, Mike. A screenshot of
hang
what?
on, listen, I'm agreeing with you all at this point. I'm saying that if the tuft of trees is there...
You're agreeing until you don't agree.
And the houses are there, and I'm agreeing, and I'll agree that this would be the triangulation point. So at this point, I'm saying that we have these lined up, okay? I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying we're okay.
Right, what if we give you the trees, right? What if we just give you the bloody trees? What's next?
No. Listen, I'm agreeing with you at this point.
No, right. We will give you the trees. What next?
I don't want to be given the trees. I want them to be proven to be correct, okay?
But you
want
want
to move backwards.
Then prove them to
I want to show
yourself
you
to be
evidence that
correct,
you require.
moron.
And then what will you want us to prove?
Let me finish my point.
And then after that, what will you want us to prove?
Let me finish my
He hasn't
point.
finished his point yet, Paul. Just let him get to the end.
Here's one observation. Prove a tuft of trees. He's a troll.
Looks like we're going to wait for them all to get tuckered out again.
You haven't proved one thing, Anthony.
Gents, can I finish my point? I gave you the courtesy and I waited for you to finish.
I don't think you have
There
one,
is
really,
no
Anthony.
point.
I understand his
30
point.
hours.
He's only managed to get it halfway through to you in the audience, but so far he's lined up the line of sight with the town you claim we have line of sight with. Simple. Now he's seeing if the landmarks match. They don't.
No, hang on.
We have the terrain to match the terrain. I mean, it just doesn't get that much. It doesn't get any simpler than that. It really doesn't.
Gents,
Why don't you just let him talk?
me finish my point, and then you can come back to me. What I'm saying is, I'm going to give you the tuft of trees in relation to these triangulations, okay? But if I give you these three, you've got to give me that this head here, and I don't know what it's called, but it's a triangulation. Has to be this.
Let him finish.
You have to agree that if I'm giving you these three in triangulation, you've got to give me that bit there matches that bit there.
Sorry, Paul, there's a question being asked. I think the question is presumably being asked to you, Paul.
Yeah. I'm asking you, Paul, if I agree with you that the tuft of trees, the houses, and this line of thing here match that there, and that. If I give you them three, you've got to give me that head matches that head that's there. Do we agree?
That's Who cares, dude? Seriously, shut up
Take-
already.
Paul
About
just
this.
made a demonstration.
Tim.
Sorry,
Strop
Private. Who was that? Private Osman? So, Private Osman, they are discussing it. He has presented it, and now it is being challenged.
They've already discussed this for 40
No, they
hours.
haven't. They are
ruined your
literally
show
in
because of
discussion
this.
right
So shut
now,
your
and
mouth
you are
too.
interrupting them.
Shut your pie hole, Nathan.
Tim, shush.
Private Osman, know your place, my son.
Yeah. So
That's cute.
do we agree, Paul? If I give you the trees and the houses and these trees up here, and these match the observation that's here,
Guys, don't
here,
let
and
him.
here,
I'm leaving, but look,
you've got to give me that.
Don't let him troll you like
I want
this.
that.
Okay.
I want that head.
Just
that is
change the
there.
subject.
I've
Just
tried.
Remain
what you
vigilant,
wanna hear.
Mr.
Change
Osman.
the
Remain
subject.
vigilant.
Don't let him troll you.
Remain
Alright?
vigilant.
Have a good
Remain
one.
vigilant.
We have proved that that's the tuft of trees above Balacanal.
So therefore, you can give me this head.
We're happy it's a tuft of trees, right?
The bearing matches. It matches on Google Earth. We've shown that the bearing that's the same on your image goes through the image on Google
All
Earth.
right.
I've shown you that
obviously,
those group of
I'm
trees
not-
is
I'm asking for
visible
too much.
from Google Earth.
So I will assert that this light here, this light here, and this light here matches these three lights here.
Riley,
I will accept them.
You know what they say about assertions, don't you, Riley?
Stop making assertions and
These
start proving
are the assertions that you've just made, Paul. If you're claiming that that's Balacanal, then he's lining up your landmarks. These are your landmarks he's lining up to try and get some sort of level ground with you, but you're just trolling
Riley's
him.
assertions are gratuitous.
Yes, they are.
Paul, do you agree, yes or no? If I'm going to give you these three lights, that tuft, all that and that, if I give you these four,
Paul.
will you give me that on the corner?
For what purpose?
What?
Trap.
You're already conceding.
Curve's getting involved now. No one wants to let Paul answer. They all just want to troll the hell out of him. Maybe they're buying time for Paul.
I don't have to show anything else.
No, you have to show the truth, Paul.
Out to Craig Gifford for the super chat. Thanks a million.
How high were you when you made the observation, Anthony?
See the distraction there, Nath?
No,
Yes, I know. Curve jumped in. We've got Chris jumping in. We might get an answer from Paul now. We'll see.
Paul, point blank, yes or no?
Now we've got Lottie trolling in.
Up, can I have this as the head?
What?
Yes or no?
What? As
What head?
Introduce Tony, Nathan.
He's just explained it to you in great detail. So, because there was lots of trolling
No,
that's
he
apparently
hasn't.
unimportant,
I want you
Paul,
to
I'll
understand.
reiterate it for you. If we are looking at Balacanal, which is the town that yellow line sits on, then there is a peninsula to the left in the evidence. Is this
And I want
peninsula
Anthony to
this
state clearly
peninsula?
what he
Why are you
thinks.
trolling me now? I'm clarifying the bloody question you've just asked.
Why?
Why am I being trolled by three people?
It's a troll.
Paul's just asked me to clarify
That's what you
what's
do
being
to us.
asked, and
You
I am
word.
clarifying it. Why? What's the problem, Paul? What's the problem?
Come on, Paul. You've argued it's Balacanal.
Nathan, introduce
And if it
Tony.
is
I've got a new
Balacanal,
guest.
Anthony to make
Nathan doesn't like me anymore.
Be hospitable.
What does Anthony think that
Instead of
is?
hostile.
I'm telling you what I think it is, but I want a mutual agreement. I want consensus, meeting of minds. If these three things line up with these three lines, and I'm prepared to agree with you that they do, I want that as being this point here, Paul. Do you agree? Yes or no?
What
It lines up
tweet is
perfectly.
that?
There's the three dots. There's the
But
three
those don't
dots
match
there.
up. Like the bottom
What?
Google thing you have doesn't
What
match up.
are you claiming it is?
He's going to have to give it you a third time then, hopefully with no trolling. Go ahead, Anthony. Third time.
All right. So if this tree up at the top and this building's down here and the clump of trees that you've identified that was just somewhere around here, if I agree with you that that matches that, it matches that, it matches that. In addition, the three lights that are here represent the three lights that are there. I'll agree, but I want that being that because there's no other evidence to support it other than that bit there. That corner bit there.
What are you
is that.
claiming that is?
That.
Whatever
What's on
that
screen
head
now
is called.
is what's on screen now, Paul. Is what's on screen now to the left of frame the same or different to, can you change your screen? This that is on screen now. Is it the same or different? Simple
I
question.
want to hear from Anthony what he thinks that, in quotation marks, is.
He's asking you if it's the same or different to the picture presented. He's presented you a very simple question with a same or different answer. Can you answer it, please, Paul?
I don't know what the question is.
I'll give it a fourth. We'll give it a fourth time because you're now seeming retarded. Either you have a comprehension issue or you're deaf.
I have a comprehension issue as well.
Right, well, it's no problem. If you have a comprehension issue, Chris, we can give it for a fourth time for the people slower.
If I concede and agree with you that that tuft of trees and these houses here and the tuft that's just above screen here and these three lights here match that tuft of trees that's there, that building site there or the housings, and that tuft of trees and them three lights there, if I agree that all them are in place, you've got to agree that that head there matches that head that's there. Do you agree, Paul? Yes.
I don't
or no?
agree at all. Where is that yellow line?
Chris, why are you even speaking? Chris, shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Paul has been asked a question 4 times. You don't understand and I don't give a shit anymore. Paul's going to answer it and you're going to keep your mouth shut.
No swearing.
No swearing.
It's a yes or
I
no,
will
Paul.
do as I choose, Lottie. Do you understand that?
Apart from
Shut up, Lottie. You're going to keep your mouth shut. Paul's going to answer the direct question he's been asked 4 times.
Could you ask him again?
You might have to ask it 5 and 6 and 7.
Yes,
Okay,
because
5,
we
6, and
understand,
7.
Paul, you're seeming more and more retarded as this show goes on, like the last show when you played dumb. Clearly, you have a comprehension issue. You're not deaf. You've got a comprehension issue. No problem. We'll explain it a 5th time for you. For your comprehension issue. Chris,
When did this become a negotiation?
Yeah.
It becomes
exactly.
It's become a discussion.
Why
it's a debate
Paul
channel.
have to name
You wanted
17
us to
different
identify the tuft of trees. We identified the tuft of trees. End of story.
Yeah, why
not
do
end of
they
story.
identify
Now he's
the
got a question, Paul. It's not the
Now
end
that
of the
we've
story.
identified the tuft
If it's
of
the end
trees,
of the story,
you
Paul,
say,
you've already
now
given your
let's
option
identify
to
the-
go away. If you think that's the
Yeah.
end of story, concede
Paul.
defeat and sod off.
Yeah, if you're not going to answer,
Defeat?
Paul, leave.
Douglas is not in this video. And here your picture.
Douglas
It's
is not in
17. it's
Yeah, let's
way
try and
the
stay on
left.
track, Tony. We've got a direct question that's been asked
You
5
guys stay on
times.
track.
I'd
You guys
rather
don't
it get
even know Douglas
answered.
in-
If they want to obfuscate for the
And
next
we've
20
also got
minutes,
another direct
I will
question,
continue to point
Snively.
out this
We've
obfuscation
got
while it
another direct
continues.
question, Snively, and that is, what height was Anthony at when he made the...
No, you're not going to get away with your crap distractions, Paul. You've been asked a
I wanna know
question
the
5
third video
times.
that's missing.
Now answer it. What's your problem?
It's mine.
What's your problem, Paul? Why can't you
I'm
answer this
prepared
simple
to
question?
I identified the tuft of trees.
Paul,
End of
I'm
story.
prepared to
That's what
concede
Anthony
your
wanted
point.
me to do. Now he's shifting the goalposts and wanting us to identify something else.
No.
Of course!
I'm happy.
And when we
I'm
identify
happy
that,
to
he
agree.
will want us to identify something
Yes.
else.
Yes,
And
that's
then
how it
when
will continue
identify
till
that,
we
he will
identify it and it all
something
lines
else.
up, Paul. That's what we're doing.
Right.
Yes, we don't
You're using
need you to
terrain to
editorialise for the
identify
audience,
that.
Paul.
Terrain.
Paul, we could do without your
What about Paul
editorialisation.
17?
Please just answer the question.
We don't understand the question.
I have no
This
idea
is the
what
18th thing that he has.
No problem,
found.
no problem. Chris still doesn't understand and wants to interrupt even though he's not being asked. I'm happy for it to be asked a 6th time. Let's ask it a 6th time, and this time, because I've got no choice, I'm going to turn all of the hangout down so the audience hear it nice and clearly. You can talk if you want, you won't be interrupting. I'm not going to do this for half an hour while we get the same question 17 times. So you're getting turned down, Anthony's going to ask his question. If you don't answer it, the audience will know why.
Paul identified the tuft of trees, and I'm not against it being the tuft of trees because it does line up with the evidence. But if I'm going to concede the tuft of trees, I'm asking Paul to agree with me that this will be the other tuft of trees. There's the town. There's the other tuft of trees. Them 3 triangulate perfectly. There's 3 lines that line up kind of. But if these 4 things are in the evidence, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. To be honest, these are a little bit further over. Might be because Google's off a little bit, but in any event, if I agree with Paul that these 4 things are in the evidence, I want Paul to agree with me that this head here matches exactly this tuft here. See how it comes up there? That. I want Paul to agree that that is what is also seen in the evidence that's here. And it's a black and white question, and if he doesn't answer with a yes or a no, Paul's got to leave. He's got to step out because he's being dishonest. Do you agree, Paul? Yes or no? That piece there.
Whoa.
Is that piece there?
You can't be here, Riley.
Notice the answer immediately comes from Tony and Curved. That's Tony and
You're
Curb.
being
They
totally
immediately answer.
disingenuous because your point of view is not from St. Bees here.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's
Let's
just
check
see
that.
the
Let's check that
irrelevant.
claim, please. Hold on, one claim at a
Because your
time.
point
Let's
of
just
view
check that
is
claim.
Not from St. Bees.
Okay, let's check that claim, Paul.
Nathan, you know Riley just disqualified
Curved.
himself and said it
Shut
can't
up.
be here.
Shut your mouth. Right, is that St. Bees?
It's getting personal now.
Why so rude?
Shut up.
That's where you need
For
to
real.
Curve, do you not understand
Nathan's
the word
lost it.
shut up? You're not being asked anything. You don't have anything to say at this stage. You can ask the questions after. Shut up and let Paul answer. Is that St. Bees, Paul? Yes or no? Objection continued
That's
or
St.
not?
Bees, and that's where you need. Now you're not observing from St. Bees again. You're going closer.
Yep.
You've brought
Right,
your
I'm only
observation
going-
point
I'm only going
to the Isle of
closer so
Man
people
again.
can see the.
That's
Paul, do you not understand
disingenuous.
that evidence needs
You're
to
not
be seen to be
observing
able
from
to
St.
compare?
Bees here.
Sorry,
It's
we are
supposed to be.
zooming in. We are zooming because there is no zoom function
It's not
in
zooming,
Google.
it's changing the position.
That's
I'm
not
sorry.
zooming, you're
Right, we don't
changing
have a
your
zoom
point.
function in Google, do we?
Are you an idiot?
I'm not an
Are you
idiot.
idiot?
Do we or don't we
Latitude
have a
and
zoom
longitude changing.
function? Is this we've had this
zoom.
we've had this from ballers on other episodes where they make it plain, where they make it clear there is no zoom function in Google. It's been made clear by ballers who had a good laugh, went to Google Street View and said we can't get this same view from Google Earth and we cannot zoom. It's such a shame. Well, if you're now using that as an objection against Anthony Riley getting closer, then you're being totally disingenuous.
Oh my God.
It's black and white, Paul. It's either. Do you
All right,
agree
ladies
with me
and
that
gentlemen,
that's
let's
what
listen
evidence
to
on
this
the
picture.
evidence
compare
or not?
images
in the picture.
from two different viewpoints. Well
Right,
done on your
Paul,
big straw man.
Paul, are you saying that it is not that
You want me to
landmass?
give an answer on a comparison that's taken from two totally different viewpoints. What an idiot.
It's not it's a rendering of a bloody computer.
Yes,
What are you talking
Nathan,
about?
You want me to compare and give a comparison and answer a question on a question that's been made.
He's not
two
comparing it
observations
with
from
a
two
image that's zoomed out, is he?
You want
We are
me
looking at
to
a
compare
zoomed
a
image.
Google Earth image taken from a different viewpoint.
It's not
to a
taken, it's
video
rendered.
footage
It's not
that's taken
taken,
with
it's
an
not a
entirely
photograph.
different
It's not
viewpoint.
taken,
What an
it's
idiot.
a rendering. It's a computer image.
Right. Nathan, his point was...
That's right, but it's from an entirely different viewpoint.
It's not the same viewpoint anymore, Nathan. So your question is utterly retarded.
So what you're saying is every single time you have gone in close to the Isle of Man, we can disregard every single piece of evidence that you've presented where you've got in close to the island?
That's not what anyone's saying, Nathan.
No.
Well, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying, Lottie, you moron. That's what I'm saying.
How are you calling people
I'm
morons?
saying
You
if
don't
we're
even
not
get
allowed
this.
to
It's
zoom
so
in at this
simple.
stage, then I will disregard everything that has ever been presented by Globers that zoomed in on the island. It is
Who cares?
preposterous,
You're
ridiculous, and I'm just not going to take it. I've seen enough times.
Take it. What are you going to do?
I have
about it,
seen
then?
Paul travel
For real,
across
what are you
this
gonna do?
land of water,
What are you gonna
this
do
body
about
of
it?
water, about 200 times. Now he wants to claim that we can't do it because he's being asked a difficult question. And I'm not going to tolerate it.
Well,
You either answer the question or you obfuscate for another half an hour,
You've
Paul,
already
while I
brought
point
lies
it
and
out.
everything into this. What
Your
are you gonna do? You've
ridiculous
already turned me
objections
down. You haven't-
that have never been an
you've
issue
lost
until
all
now,
objectivity.
they're only an issue because you don't want to answer the question.
You've lost all objectivity to your show. For real. Like, you've lost
Yeah.
it.
We don't. Didn't Paul
And
just?
you didn't even introduce me. You didn't even introduce Al K. You're done.
Didn't
What
Paul
happened?
just
We
use
don't have the
evidence
boxes
showing the
anymore,
same mark as
Tony.
that?
No, I'll address that, Tony. The boxes can't be seen, and frankly, I don't give a toss if you're here anymore.
I know
Now
you
we've gone
don't
through
care.
100 shows. If
Because
all you
you have
Globers
no-
want to go
no
full
honesty in
jihad,
you. You're-
or
you're-
do...
you're
Hold on,
worthless.
I'm going to address this whether you like it or not.
Address
If
it.
you
Who cares
all
if you address
want
it?
to sod off, I couldn't give a toss.
Sod off yourself.
I don't
You're
need
an
you
idiot.
here, Tony. If you want to piss off, piss off.
I'm the only person.
See if I give a
you're the only
crap
one
whether or
telling
not
the
you're
real
here.
truth.
There are literally hundreds of people that will replace you in an instant. So I don't
Really?
care if you're
Don't
here,
think so.
Tony, and I'm
Nathan,
not
I
going to
really don't
introduce
think
you
so.
if I choose
No,
not
I
to,
don't think so. You're
because
not
there is a question on the table that is
Before
still
the
unanswered.
Isle of
Man.
So
I don't
if
think
you
anyone
don't
else
like
is
that
what
you're
that's
not being
how I'm saying.
introduced while a question's being asked and
I'm
not answered by Paul,
Anthony's
then
lied
tough.
about your
Paul,
life, and then
you're the
still
same.
being
If you don't want to
no
answer and you want to
upgrade
threaten to
is
go, you're
above
fine
that
to
now,
go.
and the
You're
other
fine
one
to
is
leave and show the audience that you're walking away with your tail between your legs, having not answered the same question that's been asked 6 times. You're welcome to do that, Paul. You're welcome to bugger off. There will be plenty of people to replace you. Don't get
No,
sky-high ideas about your own self-importance. If you want to
I'm
go,
sure you'll get a bunch of recruits from Isle of Man. Just so happens you have three people from Isle of Man that are watching your show. Wow, that's coincidence.
Yeah, it's not coincidence. We're talking about the Isle of Man, you moron.
You're such a liar, man. Like your guys' lying.
I have an audience, Tony. Unlike Earth Discussions, where nobody watches.
Really, you have what 5,000 people in a world that's got 7 billion,
right?
And you
We're
say
getting
3 of them live in Isle.
Yeah, no, Tony's just here to distract from the question. So if you want to ask the question again and get us back on track,
And the question
Anthony.
is a flawed question. You're asking me to compare 2 images taken from 2 different viewpoints.
So
is
he's
that
sitting
not
back with a smirk in his face.
The thing is,
you take all the fun out of this. This used to be fun here.
It's all right. Paul's just going to obfuscate the question with ridiculous objections. Never been an objection before now. Never been an objection until there's a difficult question. Never been an objection until now. We've zoomed in and out of this island as many times as I can remember, but now it's a difficult question Paul doesn't want to answer and wants to say that the viewpoint's wrong. What an arse.
You can't answer it. It's not possible.
You should give me mod control.
Okay, hold on. Tony, it is possible to give an answer. He just doesn't want to. That's the reality of what's going on. The audience can see it. They can see the trolling. They've heard it asked 6 times.
That you cannot compare them because they're taken from different viewpoints.
Right, then we can't compare at all then. In that case, let's give up on Google Earth. If we can't do this, Paul, then it's pointless us doing it. I've watched them zoom in and out of that image so many times it's untrue.
You'll go into the corner, you'll crawl away and die. Because you're done, Nathan.
Yeah, this is what we get. This is what we get. We get trolled without answer. Obfuscation. Trolling. No answer. Paul won't answer because he knows he's cornered. Correct. Paul's cornered and all of the Globers are defending him.
Malformed question, Anthony.
Apparently the question's malformed. Yeah. Great distraction there from Paul. More obfuscation. More distraction. More trolling from Lottie. Let's just leave this on screen.
Just give me mod. Go away.
So are we at a deadlock here?
Where
Can we
we're
not
at
move
is-
on?
Yeah, where we're at is Douglas.
Are you
isn't in the
insisting
picture.
that this question be answered, Nathan,
Yes.
before we
Yes.
move on?
If they want to do what they have done and establish land masses, they have to go in and establish land masses.
Why can't
That's
they
it.
use the terrain to match the terrain?
This isn't the terrain, you stupid moron. It's a computer rendering.
He asked, "Why can't you match?"
I'm not talking about Google Earth.
The thing is, if Paul's right with the tufted trees, everything else has got to be right that goes with it. And if you're going to say that that's where the tufted trees is in relation to the town, you've got to give me that bit there matches exactly that bit there. That's not unreasonable.
Not from that point of view. You're looking at things from 2 different.
The latitude and longitude have changed.
One of those images has been taken from the island, from St. Bees, and here you're not at St. Bees.
Paul, if I move backwards to some degree, will you give me a point where you're happy to concede that point there?
You move backwards to St. Bees.
But if I move back to St. Bees, Paul, it's A behind the curve, and B can't see it.
No, this is the Globers moving the goalposts, not anybody changing their position. We've zoomed in and out of this island countless times. This is not what we do. We don't normally sit with us at the beach from St. Bees. This is never what we do. This is the goalposts being moved. It's ridiculous. This is not what we normally do.
Paul, what you're asking me to do there is say that this isn't relevant either because this has been zoomed into 83 times optical zoom.
Exactly.
Same position though.
God. It's the viewing angle we're talking about.
We can't get that from Google. There's no zoom, you moron. There's no zoom on Google.
Right.
I wonder why it's
What the hell are you asking the question?
What was the question, Paul?
If there's no zoom, then why the hell are you asking the question?
You've identified the tufted trees. I'm prepared to give you the tufted trees, but in return, I want that head. I want that head to be
you're
that.
an idiot.
Do you agree?
You cannot compare 2 images taken from 2 different viewpoints, Anthony.
All right,
Paul, it's identical.
Just for the sake, hold on. No. They've made this objection, so let's just show the audience what we get if we go back to St. Bees and look at it from there. Let's just show them exactly what we get from the lowest altitude. Oh, what do you know? You can't identify a damn thing. Shut up, Lottie. We can't identify a damn thing from here.
That wasn't me talking, Nathan, you utter retard.
Right.
So in that case then, Paul...
Oh, what do you know? We can't tell anything from anything. What a shock. Well, let's move these goalposts a bit further, shall we, Paul, so you don't have to answer. What a ridiculous point.
Paul,
no,
I think
yours
you're being
is the
unfair.
ridiculous
If I'm
point,
prepared
Slimy.
to concede 5 key points there, or 4 key points, you've got to give me that one back. That's fair, Paul. That's what debate's about.
This is not a negotiation, Anthony.
No, it's not a negotiation. We identified the tuft of trees. It was on the right bearing.
No negotiation, just dogma. What we have here is dogma. It is the tuft of trees, accept it.
Facts are not subject to someone's delusional fantasies.
This is frustrating. I need to be stoned to watch this stuff because you're so infuriating.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lottie.
God damn.
I can't really get it any better.
To Anthony Riley's delusional fantasies.
But I want Paul to give me this corner piece.
Why don't you just listen to what he's saying? You can't give it. It's not the same viewing angle. So why don't you ask why instead of just going, well, why don't you? It's just so retarded. It's like
let me tell you why, Lottie. Because we see in the image that land, and Anthony is trying to establish with Paul if it's this land in the picture. It's a simple question.
I'm going to go smoke next to my kids. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
It's like Paul's 17 other points that he's pointed out mean nothing. Now it's just this tuft of trees.
Yeah.
Silence from Paul.
And what's the whole point of Anthony's argument?
Because I want to get consensus so we can move forward. Does it matter what the point is?
With this, Anthony?
It's based on the evidence, Paul. If you're going to say that that's the tuft of trees, and I don't agree with you, but I'm
based on your whims.
Paul, let me state my position. I don't agree.
Well, I guess
that's
the evidence would be, what's the evidence? The evidence shows that you took these images from a different point than what you're claiming to have taken.
You're just distracting from his point. You're just now changing the subject because you still don't want to answer. You want to say it's a rubbish question.
Well, I guess we deserve an answer.
We deserve an answer for the question that's been asked 6 times, not your new question that you don't want to answer. You're using as a distraction.
A second time, a 15th time, and a 16th time. You cannot compare.
This is where the photo was taken, Paul.
Different
viewpoints. There you go, Paul. There's where it's taken from.
Riley, not a new question.
There's where the picture was taken
from. That's a fundamental question.
This is the original question that's never been answered.
I'll tell you what. Let's change it for Paul's benefit, right, Paul? You tell me where you'd like it to be, and we'll go with that. It'll be the same. It's going to make no difference. So you tell me where you want me to put the other side of it.
Yeah, that's a better question. Bring up the actual image. Put your cursor on that lump of land, and let's get Paul to tell us what it is.
You just tell me where you want it, Paul. I'll go with it. Just because I want you to agree with me on the evidence that you're claiming. So you tell me where you want me to put this line so that you're happy with it. Oh shit.
Oh, what is he talking about?
Do you want it the 7th time? Hold on. No. Curve's asked his new guest. He maybe wasn't here for the first 6 times it was asked. Please, can you ask it again, Anthony, for the benefit of Curved Water?
The highest part that I could possibly be on this is 51 feet, because that's the highest terrain part, which is around about...
Rubbish. The highest point
shows the metadata.
See, now we've just got onto this question, right? I don't care. Let's
it
establish what that land is.
What matters is the parallax position. Paul, where do you want me to put it?
Huh?
Where do you want it? He's asking another question. He's just got a simple question. Why are you being like a retard? What is your problem, Paul? What is your problem today with your problems of comprehension? Why is it that he says, where do you want me to put this mark? And the answer he gets is, what kind of answer is that? He's asked. You've said you're not in the correct location, so he's now moved it for you. He asks you where you want the marker, and you go,
It was the same response I got when I asked him when we were talking about
I want Anthony to prove that that's Douglas.
I'm
trying to, Paul, but you're not helping me.
Paul, you have asserted that it's Bala-Canal. We watched it yesterday on Earth Discussions. So you've made an assertion and he's challenging it. It doesn't work like he makes an assertion, then you continue to make an assertion over and over again. And then when you get to your point, you get to make it and then dogmatically stand by it without proving it in any way, shape or form. That's not what happens here. You have to actually challenge his assertions. He's now challenging yours. Shock horror. It's a debate.
Has Wiley
been
not
no
already
challenge.
If you
indicated
claim that
he's
them trees
prepared
are
to
what you
concede
say they
that
are,
what he's
then I'm
been
entitled
told
to
has.
challenge.
He has presented a challenge and asked you to identify
Douglas?
some land because he objects and obviously says it's a different town. So now he's going to the town you say it is and saying, let's establish what the land around it is. He has already absolutely established what he thinks it is and you have challenged it. Now you're doing the same. You've asserted it's Balacanal. He now wants to establish what's around it. This is perfectly reasonable.
Why did he do that, Nathan? He did
I
never
have
did
asked
that.
him what he thinks it is, and he won't answer.
I've told you what I think it is.
What
It's the,
does
it's
Anthony
the one,
think that land
Paul,
to the left is?
listen. Let me state my
Hang on,
position.
mate.
I
We'll
don't
ask
agree
Rumpus.
that the
Rumpus
tufts of
is
trees
here.
I was going to say,
you've
Rumpus
identified-
deserves an introduction. Hold on, Anthony. Sorry. How you doing,
Anthony,
Rumpus? Very.
what
Hold on.
do
Hold on.
you
Rumpus.
think?
Hold on. Rumpus is here and deserves a. How you doing, Rumpus?
Oh, okay, cool. Rumpus deserves an
Rumpus.
introduction.
Yes, he
Cool.
does.
What's
Yeah,
up,
that was a
Rumpus?
bit snide.
Can you all
the
shut
other
up
people
while
didn't.
Rumpus says hello? You just want to hear him for 2 seconds uninterrupted. Hello, Rumpus. How
hello.
you doing?
No, you just wanted to interrupt the people.
Yet again.
I've only just caught up, so I have no idea what's going on. I just understand Paul's being hassled a bit for some reason. I don't quite know why, and Anthony's making it clear.
Well, it's
maybe
good
Paul can
timing,
do it.
Rumpus,
Sorry.
because Curve Waters asked the same question again, and Anthony Riley's just about to ask it for about the 7th time.
Okay.
Rumpus can do it
I
in Paul's
actually
absence.
did not
'cause
ask
Paul
the same
refuses to
question
answer.
again. I had a different question about what he was saying at that moment. Nathan.
Oh, in that
Please
case, that can wait. So,
Please try to.
well, that can wait then, Curve.
It was about what Anthony was saying.
Right, well, what he was doing was directing his
time.
specific question towards Paul in regards to where he wanted a marker. So if you had a question
And
around
my
that, it can wait,
question
Curve,
was
I'm
to
afraid.
Riley about what he
That
was
can
saying
wait, Curve,
at
I'm
that
afraid.
time.
That's just going to have to
And
wait
you
until
jumped
afterwards.
in,
It can wait. We've
walked
got
over,
plenty of time unless you
and
continually troll
mischaracterized my
and stop
question.
this point from being made and answered.
And
So you
you
can troll continually if you want,
mischaracterized
but then we
my
may not
question.
have enough
Thank
time for your question, Curved. It's up to you.
Yeah, we're running out of time, Curve. Come
Yeah,
on.
we're running out of
right,
time.
Rumpus. Listen, Rumpus. I think you and Paul both agreed in the ED discussion last night that this clump of trees is the one that I've misidentified. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, that's the clump of trees that, yes, you think is the tuft of trees. Yes.
Great. So my position is I don't agree with this misidentification. I think you guys have got it wrong. However, I'm prepared to concede certain points of this if I get a concession back. Paul won't give the concession back because
It's not
basically
tit for tat, Anthony.
Doesn't work like that.
Paul, it's okay, Paul. We've got a new guest called the Paul. We've got a new guest called the Rumpus, who is trying to.
What is Anthony wanting to concede?
Hold on, he's trying to address the Rumpus. So once he's been addressed and the Rumpus gives his response, maybe you want to try again and give an answer, Paul. You've had 6 attempts.
So basically the position is this. I don't agree with the premise that this clump of trees is the one that you guys have identified. However, but given that its location seems to match, I'm prepared to concede that these houses in Balacanal are what's on screen. I'm prepared to concede that this clump of trees up at the top here matches this ridge line that's here, that's a darkened line. I'm prepared to say that
I wasn't absolutely sure about the other one, but I'm reasonably sure this is the company, but I don't think that one to the right is. I think that's just a hill.
Okay, but I'm prepared to concede it, and I'm also prepared to concede that these 3 light things, these light-coloured buildings here, would indeed probably be these 3 lights here. I'm prepared to concede that. I don't agree with it. I think they're explained better in Douglas.
But for the sake of argument, you're going to concede it for the sake of argument. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just for the sake of argument, just so that we can get some closure on this point. But if I concede these 4 points line up, and I don't really think they do, but if I concede it, would you agree with me that this head here on the corner would match up with that head that's there on the corner?
No, I don't think it does. If I looked on Google, no, I think that's the wrong. I can quickly check on.
Well, in that case, then, I won't concede any of this, and that clump of trees is the way I said it, and you failed to prove because these things don't really
Douglas
line
isn't
up.
even in the picture.
The only thing that lines up is these 3 lights.
Hold on, Tony.
We would like to see where you think the clump of trees is.
He's already shown that. We've just moved past. We're moving past that now because we have a concession. Thank you, Rumpus. And he's saying no, he doesn't think it matches.
He'd never conceded.
No, he said he doesn't think it matches. We can now move forward. He said he doesn't think it matches. That's a good enough answer. Fine.
Okay. Yeah,
that's not a concession.
No, okay, wrong word. My apologies. I take it back. The concession was the wrong terminology. Don't get a knickers in a twist.
Let's just pretend it is. Let's just pretend
Nathan.
it is.
Okay, Nathan misspoke. We can move on from now. Yeah. Okay, Karen.
Sure. Now, in the alternative, this is what I think the position is. If we come around the corner to this next cove, which is where Douglas is, the clump of trees for me, I'm going to have to move in so you can see it. I know this is going to cause problems, but there's the clump of trees. There's the triangular shape of buildings that we see.
I've got a bit of shock for you, Anthony, I'm afraid, about that clump of trees.
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish.
Sorry, okay, Karen.
Let me finish. Wait. There's the clump of trees. There's the corner of Douglas that we're seeing in the picture. And then the 3 lights that we see, these 3 lights that are here, seem to line up with that building, and that building. But there's a further point that lighthouse down there appears to line up with that dot that's there. Now, I'll agree, maybe not. I'll concede against that. But those 3 buildings seem to be 1, 2, 3 buildings on this corner here. And I'm going to argue that they will be them. However, that's the position. That's my position. But I'm prepared to concede my position if you'll give me that head to be this corner here.
Douglas. Absolutely not.
Well, in that case, I can't. You aren't satisfied.
Rather than what you can get in return by some, devious method in negotiation here.
It's called concession. This is debate. All I want from you guys.
We're not negotiating.
Why does the truth have to concede anything?
For real, they counter.
Facts are not subject to your whims, Anthony.
Aye. So if it's facts that we're applying, this isn't Balacanel.
Oh, absolutely,
so
it is. Absolutely,
which way do you want it? Do you want strict application of fact? Because if it is, we're around to Douglas.
We've got 3 different ways of identifying it as Balacanel, Anthony. 3 independent ways of doing it.
Yes.
But
and all you have is streaming across.
Doing the angle calculation and Paul's favourite of following a ridge. All of them say that's Balacanel. And what's more, here's the punchline. Here's the funny punchline. If you try and do an elevation analysis of your trees, your clump, you'll see that they're actually hidden behind 2 sets of mountains, and there's absolutely no way you could see them.
Well, so there's a clear Rumpus. There's a clear line of sight to the trees. What are you talking about?
Can somebody show that to Riley so that he can?
Unfortunately, I can't share Google Earth. It really annoys me. So unfortunately, brilliant.
Right,
yeah,
hang on. Let's test the claim that Rumpus has just made. Rumpus, listen.
It is.
That's where the clump of trees is that I'm saying. We zoom out. All we're testing is there a clear line of sight to the clump of trees or not from where I'm saying they are.
Right.
If I
and
put
now
that back
do
to
an
roughly
elevation
there.
profile on the last bit. This is where it gets funny.
So what's blocking it, Rumpus?
I can show you exactly what's blocking it. If you share
Paul,
my screen, I'll
stepped
show
out,
you.
Paul. You had your
precisely
chance before. What's blocking it, Rumpus?
This is the third time someone's done this.
Why would my line of sight be blocked?
Notice there's no objection to us zooming in and out of the island at the moment from Paul.
Yeah.
That's not what this is about.
Indeed.
You jump in there, Kurt, and defend him. You jump in and defend him where he rowed about us zooming in and out of the island. Suddenly we had to do it. Suddenly on Google Earth, Paul was saying that to not answer that question, which he seems to be very vocal about right now, that same question wouldn't be answered. The objection being that we had to go back to the coast to some bees. What a ridiculous objection. Just want to point this out again for Paul, what a ridiculous objection he had.
Your objection is
how deep do you have your finger in Anthony's belt loop, Nathan? I mean, geez, if you guys were in prison, you guys
seriously, it's about the evidence. It's not about that. If I'm wrong, you're going to call me on it.
Thank you for that, Tony.
God.
Just
let's
didn't
look
get
at
an
the
intro,
evidence.
mate.
I've got the evidence up on my screen for why you can't see those line of trees.
Because I'm asking Rumpus, is there a line of sight to the clump of trees that I say it is or not?
No.
On the render you've got there, because you've got the wrong line, unfortunately, I think you'll find. Your line is not the correct line.
Let's do it again then. We got to this stage with Paul. No problem, Rumpus. We've got to this stage with Paul. Lots of trolling at this stage, so hopefully we can keep it to a minimum, guys, in the background. So we're at the same stage, Rumpus.
You guys know this.
We can't. Tony can't seem to keep his trolling to a minimum at this stage. Clearly, Tony's got to pipe up continually at this stage, hasn't he? Because that's what Tony does when there's a difficult part that we might get to move past. So, Rumpus, not Tony, not Tony. Notice the word Rumpus at the beginning of that statement. Rumpus. Where would you like this marker, Rumpus?
Okay. Looking what Anti's got here, I must admit, it does look as on his rendering. If you could just go back to his presentation.
Hang on, where do you need to pick? Because I'm here now.
Right now, okay, no. I'm happy with where that red line you've got. I'm happy with that position. Yeah, perfectly happy with that.
So if we go, so you want to go back to the render?
Yeah, can you just make sure? Okay, draw a line from there to Douglas, to your tuft of trees.
That's what I did do, and you said I didn't have
sorry,
it lined
I
up.
missed this. We keep on losing, unfortunately.
Our new guest. How you doing, Corona? Can you hear us?
Right, that is your line. Is that okay? But that's not. Okay, I haven't done that myself. Paul did it. Now he drew a line, and from what we saw,
I don't know what he's done.
Yeah, I don't know what you've done.
And this is why Paul's wrong. And this is why I'm asking for the concession. If Paul wants it to be If Paul wants it to be Balacanal,
I must admit, Anthony, what you're showing here, that does look like you could see the tuft, but I don't see how that's possible because I've done it and I couldn't do that, and I only did it briefly. But Paul was the one who actually did it in front of us.
I can show, and I haven't even.
All right, so do you at least concede that I'm showing that there is a clear line of sight to the tuft of trees that I say it is?
Well, I'm showing you that there's not.
Okay.
Can you share my screen and I'll show you?
No, not yet.
We're trying to get a concession from a different person at the moment, Paul. You had an opportunity. We've moved past the point that you obfuscated, and now we're doing the same thing with Rumpus, Paul. You're at the back of the queue, my friend.
Well, hold on. No. Well, I believe, except for what Anthony's showing us, it does look as though there is a line. And I don't quite understand how he's managing this because he is indeed going from the right spot, and he is going to what he thinks is a tuft of trees. So yes, from his thing, I must admit, it does look like there's a line of sight, but I don't understand how, because I've done something similar to this, and I didn't think you couldn't see all that bit of Douglas, and yet Paul has done it as well, and it doesn't. So I'd love to see what Paul.
Well, can I just let me push it a bit further, and I'll do the same triangulation. You somehow think lots and lots of Douglas here along this line. I don't think that's possible. I don't quite understand. Rumpus, listen. If I do the same triangulation thing, listen. Just hang on a sec. Let me speak a sec. If that is my clump of trees, and this would be the triangle that we see that's blocked by the land behind us, then this would be the other triangle that's up at the top. So that would match that. There's the triangle of things, and there's that. Maybe not.
We've identified, but Anthony, we've identified it with angles and peak finder and the topology, and it all agrees that it's Balacanal. So I don't.
Right. Well,
so I very much like to see Paul's line.
If you and Paul both agree that it's Balacanal, I want this corner bit here. There's the line of sight to Balacanal. All I'm asking for is if I concede that this is Balacanal, that I get that corner matching that bit there. So unless it's not that bit, it might be that bit there. But I'm having one of them two if I concede Balacanal.
No.
You don't get to have something.
I know. That's ridiculous.
What's wrong with
you?
We've
checked this with angles. We've checked this with peak finder. We've checked this with angles.
Forget angles. This is real world.
Douglas
this is
is
a real
not
piece of
on
evidence
this
from
picture.
real world. Forget angles.
Douglas
forget
is
math.
not
100%.
If this is
way after
Balacanal,
Douglas that
I'm
day.
having this bit to match this bit. Otherwise, we're going back round to
whatever.
Douglas.
Do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Douglas isn't in this picture. You messed up. You didn't get the right
Douglas
picture.
is not in the picture.
Douglas isn't in the picture.
So I'm a bit confused as to why. Anthony's showing us in Google Earth that he has got a line of sight to that tuft of trees. When we say line of sight, of course, we don't actually mean you can see it. All we mean by line of sight is drawn a line in Google Earth. So we shouldn't confuse a line of sight, which means something you can see, to a line on a map on Google Earth, because we had that problem.
Well, it's changing latitude and longitude.
Exactly.
Correct.
It's just drawing a line on a map here. We're not saying it's a line of sight in the sense that you can see along that line.
Just to be clear, yes, I agree with Rumpus. Absolutely correct. Rumpus's statement is 100% correct. What we have on screen now is line of sight. What we have on now is a CGI rendering of something that you guys think represents our planet. You guys think it represents our planet, but it's just a CGI rendering done in a computer. What we had on before was a photograph, which does represent what we can actually see. And what we are trying to do, struggling to do because of all the trolling, is get a consensus about where they match and where they don't match.
This is not only who we've moved. We have moved. Where we're looking at Google Earth now is we're hovering in this position very close.
I understand that, Rumpus. Are you going to now try and do what Paul did and put us back on the coast of St. Bees?
Well, after all, that is
do it proper. You're right.
That is where the picture was
Sorry,
taken
I was
from.
asking Rumpus a question. It had a yes or no answer, and he seems to have gone silent. Are you now suggesting, Rumpus, that we do these in Google Earth from the coast of St. Bees, with a tiny little island in the distance? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, we're suggesting Douglas isn't.
Tony, you don't seem to understand your own name. Why is it that I say Rumpus specifically and Tony answers? What is Tony's hearing problem? Is it a comprehension problem with your own name? Were you formally called the Rumpus?
You're a moron.
Are you formally called the Rumpus, Tony? Is that where your comprehension problem's coming from?
You've called everyone names on this panel. And now it's coming out that you're wrong, and you're backpedaling, and it sucks for you. I understand.
Yeah, can we stick with Rumpus, please, Tony? We don't care about your little issue, son. We don't care about your little problem. Tony, your little problem is insignificant. Let the adults talk. Let the adults speak, Tony. Try and pipe down.
You are too invested in this.
Try and take a breath, Tony. Pipe down. Put yourself on mute. Go make yourself a cup of tea.
Anthony's a liar, and now
yeah, we don't need you trolling right now, Tony. Nobody in the audience wants you to speak.
You are too.
I'll try to help you, actually.
I'm trying to shut you up, and now I'm going to try and shut Chris up, while the two adults trying to get a consensus continue to try and get a consensus about where the reality, which is on screen now, matches with Google Earth.
So much for an open panel.
I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 globe heads on this Google Hangout and me.
Globe heads.
Yeah, that's what we have.
You know,
sorry, Tony, you've just accused me of not having an open panel. Well, the only flat earther who was on the panel was sniped out. There's been no other flat earthers. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait, we've got Dawn Treader. We now have an 8th. We now have an 8th globe head to troll and obfuscate this progress. Just to be clear.
All right, progress.
Open my arse. There's no flat earthers here. They get sniped out.
Now, a lot of flat earthers don't want to come on.
Can I answer
we're done. We're done. Douglas isn't in the picture. This evidence is over.
Tony, if you're done, sod off.
Anthony has
Go away, Tony, if you're done. If you're finished with this discussion, Tony, go away.
No, hey, no, Anthony hasn't.
No. If you're done, you've just declared that it's done. If you've made your decision, Tony, you're not welcome. Don't you get it? I'm going to tell Tony what the situation is, and if he doesn't answer, he's getting rejected. Tony, you've just told me that you're done with this discussion. If you're done with it, leave. If you're not done with it, keep your mouth shut. Is that clear? If it's not clear, say no, and I'll eject you, because you are just trolling.
We are still waiting for the question to be answered. Where did Anthony honestly take the images from?
Yeah, hey, Nathan, do you understand the difference between being at St. Bees and zooming in and moving in Google Earth to the place like we've got here, where you get the same sort of size?
This is distraction, Rumpus.
Very different.
These rhetorical questions. I just conceded this to you, Rumpus. I said, I agree with Rumpus. Did you not hear that part, Rumpus, when I agreed with you?
Too much rowing going on.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame, isn't it? All these people like Tony who can't get their mouth shut.
Like Tony.
Right, Rumpus, let me ask you a question,
Rumpus. You guys lying, and you're lying to everyone.
Paul hopefully is going to show us the view that he's got in Google Earth
let me ask you a question.
Viewpoint to the tuft of trees and seeing what that goes. And we've obviously got a problem here between Anthony doing it and Paul doing it, and we need to resolve why they're different.
Hang on. Rumpus, listen. Just talk to me a sec. I want you to put yourself into a hypothetical position, okay? And I want you to hypothetically.
That's hypothetical, yeah.
Yeah, I want you to just pretend that the maths might be wrong. The angular calculations might be wrong for a minute, because I'll be honest with you.
Because they've been confirmed by 3 different ways, Anthony.
Yeah, hang on. Listen, stick with me. If your maths might be wrong, all I'm suggesting
have been done independently by 3 people, and they verify with each other,
and with Peakfinder, and with the topology.
Wait, hang on a minute. Wait. Yeah. All I'm suggesting is that my tuft of trees seems to line up with this. The line that's there seems to be the yellow line I've just drawn in. That's not unreasonable, and it does match, because if we just change our elevation, we have land that's above it that matches exactly what we see there. So what I'm saying is, if you've got the maths wrong, wait, Rumpus, if the maths might be wrong, is my interpretation here unreasonable?
Well, it is unreasonable because it's. I mean, you cannot. The trouble with these things are blurry. I mean, just those 3 houses.
You haven't calculated any angles.
Can't hear the Rumpus because Paul can't shut up now. Paul, what is your issue? We asked you it 6 times. You didn't give an answer. We've got some progress with Rumpus. Just shut up.
Right, but I mean, for instance,
I won't shut up.
Wow.
No, I'm not here to shut up. I'm here. Why Anthony?
Literally, we've got Paul trolling Rumpus now. This is it. So bad trolling that they're trolling each other.
Why doesn't Riley just present his third video and be done with it?
Let people talk.
Yes. Why doesn't he provide the evidence that we've been asking
Just let people talk, like Lottie says. Pay attention to the second moderator, Paul.
We're talking to you, Nathan. Stop interrupting. Let people have a discussion. It may get a little heated, and that's fine. But just be quiet.
Yeah, Nathan, you're shutting everyone down.
Paul's had 6 chances. If you guys don't like how I run this show, again, you are all welcome to sod off.
Yeah, we
I couldn't care less anymore. You Globers, I don't care. You're all obfuscating the question. You're all trolling Anthony continually. There's 7 of you here. Is it 7? It's gone up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 globe heads obfuscating the one person who wants to have a conversation, which is the Rumpus. The only person in a conversation is Rumpus, and you're all trolling him and stopping him from answering.
Outright denial. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Can we not get back to the
Anthony
issue
can make all the
instead of just
assertions he likes, but until he actually comes up with a method of calculating the bearings, it's pointless.
I don't need to calculate the bearings. I'm proving it on screen right now.
Paul, can you show your line going to that tuft of trees and show how it is into the
I can.
Vein?
I can if they're willing to
Paul,
present me.
shut up. Paul, you had your chance. You could have gone through whatever you liked. You just didn't want to answer his question. You obfuscated it. Rumpus gave a simple answer. No, it doesn't match. Now we're moving forward with Rumpus. What's your problem?
I show.
Yeah, you wait your turn, Paul.
Nothing,
You're at the back of the queue. Next time, don't obfuscate the question.
Obfuscate's his new buzzword.
Yeah.
You realise none of this makes the Earth flat, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must realise that.
It actually
proves
proves that there's no curvature.
Not in any way does it make the Earth flat.
No,
Not
it
in
proves
any
There's no
way.
curve, you idiot, Dawn. Yeah, here we go. The slow people are chiming in now. They don't like it and they want to chime in with their slow responses. Dawn, the slow one. Go on, Dawn. Let's hear your objections.
Oh, no. I'll take the rest of the show, mate.
Yeah, he's calling you
Yeah,
slow.
Mike's all
It's
yours,
funny.
Dawn. I've just given
He's
you the
calling
platform
slow.
to
You can't
say what
catch
you
up
like.
because
Hold
Douglas isn't
on.
even in the
Nobody
picture.
interrupt Dawn.
How about if we stay on point?
But Kurt,
you
no,
really don't want to
the
hear my
platform is now Dawn's. Let's hear your objections, Dawn. Mike's all yours.
To what? To what?
To what? To what? Are you paying attention to what's on screen? Are you stupid? To what? Are you having me on?
Objections to this.
Do you want to hear the question for the 8th time, Dawn? Maybe, I think that's fair. I shouldn't be so hard.
already
Sorry,
answered
Dawn.
it 8
Oh,
times,
sorry,
mate.
Dawn.
Stop
Sorry.
answering it.
No. Dawn doesn't know what's going on. It's okay. I'll turn you all down because Dawn's got the mic. He needs an answer. He's asked what's going on. So, Anthony, for the 8th time, please, can you explain again for Dawn precisely what's going on? Thank you, Anthony.
All right. So, this is my position. The tuft of trees is in Douglas. However, Paul says that the tuft of trees is round in Ballacanal because he's calculated it. I'm saying, and my position officially is, I don't agree with Paul. It doesn't line up. However, I'm prepared to concede it because I can get it to kind of, if you squint and kind of hold a disbelief for a moment, you can get these things to line up a little bit. The only part that supports the argument that this is here is these 3 bits here. These 3 bits here really, let me get back to it, is supported by this bit here. And I would concede that. And that's why I'm giving it some weight, right? I don't think it's a strong argument because not the other stuff doesn't. But if it does, I will concede these 4 things line up. But I want Paul and Rumpus to agree with me or to concede the point that this part, I'll get down to it. If I concede them 2 points, all I'm asking is that they concede that that head there matches that head that's in the picture and does line up with these 2. These 2 here do line up.
So if I can hear from Dawn, so I'd like to hear, hold on, let's hear Dawn's response to that, please, Dawn.
Okay, so he's trying to pin down one tuft of trees and he wants the Globers to agree it's the same tuft of trees, yeah?
I don't need you to explain it back to me. I need to hear your objections to it.
Well, it's ridiculous. Isle of Man's been seen by people from England for centuries and centuries.
That's not a response to what was just laid out, Dawn. You are basically useless. Thank you, Dawn, for your input.
Are you just fishing for answers now that go your way? Okay, now the next person. Okay, ask the same question. What do you think?
The real Globers. Yeah. Let's go to another one. Hey?
Yeah,
right, maybe we can get back on track with Rumpus. Let's see if we can try it a few more times.
Nathan, you're a moron.
Guys, just a second. What we need to do is just ignore Nathan. He's
for real. He's messed up.
You vote with your feet, you moron. If you want to ignore me, you don't have to be here. Unfortunately, if you're here, you'll be listening to me, Lottie. Do you understand that?
Anthony's right.
Vote with your feet, like Paul threatened. Paul threatened he doesn't want to be here, doesn't want to present his stuff. I'm going to go. Okay, Lottie, if you don't want to listen to me, sod off. It's easy. Vote with your feet, my friend. Easy.
Yeah.
Or if you're here, you'll listen to me. You will listen to me if you're here, Lottie. Just make that understood to Lottie. If you're here, Lottie, You will
Hey guys,
listen to
what
me.
we need to do is let Paul
Get
present
it?
the elevation
Get it, Lottie?
profile.
Do you understand what I've just said to you, Lottie? You will listen to me whether you like it or not.
I won't. I'll just
you safe in your little room. You will.
Threats.
If we don't want to listen, we won't listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's your choice, Paul. You can vote with your feet. That's it, Paul. Paul's got it. See, Paul's smart. Paul's a smart guy. He gets it. He can sod off any time he likes, can't you, Paul? Well done. Well done, and you won't be missed. There'll be no fanfare. There'll be nothing.
Nathan's
Just
got
go.
a little group of retards, and
Yeah,
he's
you same,
protective
Tony.
of
You
them.
can sod off as well if you don't like it here. Sod off.
Yeah, you sod
Easy.
yourself off.
Or you can stay here, and then you will
Off
listen to
means-
me. You will.
No,
You will.
Nathan,
No, you won't. Nothing
You will.
said has been
I
honest.
assure you of that. It is my
Liar.
personal
This
guarantee.
is a really terrible power play.
Yeah, it
This was
is.
so good before this Isle of Man, before you started listening to Anthony.
Yeah. You know, you understand what I've told you, though, Tony. If you're here, you'll be listening to me, my friend.
Told me. We've had
So
two
where
good times
Lottie
together, now
says,
you're
let's
gonna
not
deny
listen
it
to
all
Nathan.
because of this
Yeah, you
stupid
will.
Isle of Man
You
thing.
will, whether you want to or not.
Okay, Nathan, can I
Wow,
ask you
you're
a
such
question?
a big man. You're so huge, dude.
Have you not smoked any cannabis today?
For real, go smoke some weed.
That's not nice,
Nathan, have you
Sarwin.
smoked, can I ask you a question? Have you smoked any cannabis today?
Yeah. Are we going to get back onto the point with Rumpus,
Yes,
or are we going to have
get
this
back onto the point.
nonsense
I must admit,
diversion
I
indefinitely?
must admit, my line actually agrees with Anthony's rather than Paul's. So I'm a bit confused now about
Interesting.
Paul's line. So I'm
Great.
I'd really love to see Paul's line.
Who would have figured that?
Yeah, I'm using Google Earth Pro. I'm just wondering. I presume that Paul
Yeah,
is
I'm
using
using
Google Earth Pro.
Pro.
And
Well,
Alex,
so-
too. You guys, Alex is on your side, too. Alex did this all very in-depth, 20, 30 minutes, and he's exactly with you guys. So,
All right, well, maybe we can do something to get to the bottom of this,
Well, if
but
Paul does
we're going to
demonstrate
all
what's
have
going
to
on-
shut up and let somebody show
Yeah,
something.
Paul has to show us what his line is because mine is not quite in agreement with Paul's, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm happy to
That's it.
concede
It's all you've got to
it's the other bay. But all I'm asking for is the concession that the head that's on the screen here
You're not
is the
getting
one
it.
that you see on
Yeah,
screen.
you're asking for something that's untrue, I'm afraid, Anthony.
Okay, so in that case, then we come back round to Douglas, where I assert it is because it matches exactly the evidence. And all I'm saying is, if you've got to give me one or the other, pick.
We don't have to give you both, either one or the other.
Well, what we have to do is
evidence
let
is
Paul
king.
get on with the elevation thing.
Yeah,
and
It's
please,
one or
Paul.
the other, Rumpus. You've got to give us one. If you tend to agree with me, then that's great. Let's
agree with
pass.
you. I always
Hang on.
disagree with you. I'm only
If you
agreeing
tend to
with you that
agree
you can
with
draw
me,
a
that's
line
fine.
in Google
I'd like
Earth
to then
Pro
pass
from
the
St.
back
Bees
to
Head to
Paul.
Tufted Trees. That doesn't mean to say you can see it. It's just a line on a map.
Right, a line of sight is a line of sight.
No,
Yeah?
no, a line of sight is
Well-
something you can look along. That doesn't. If you allow for the curve, I can't see Florida. There might be a line of sight on a map from here to Florida, but I can't see it because it goes behind the curve.
Yeah, but what happens if
There's
the
different
line
line
of
of
Okay,
sight
sight
okay,
is
no,
marked,
no.
so you
Rumpus
can't
has
see
got a
Florida,
point,
it's
but
got
what
moisture
we're
in there.
trying to do, Rumpus, is say in the photo you do see stuff, right? We do see stuff in the photo. It's real. We see it. Now we're trying to find out what it is. It's not
Absolutely,
that hard.
absolutely, that's perfectly correct. Yes.
So let's look at the elevation profile that shows it's not the trees.
Right,
So
hang on.
Paul can
Why
be
don't we pass
allowed
it
to
back
show
to
his
Paul
thing.
and show us why Paul's assertion is correct?
Hold on, we have a new guest that Nathan wants to introduce.
It's okay, I'll cover it. Welcome, Algin. If you can just speak so we can hear your weird voice.
I'm referring to Craig Gifford.
Craig Gifford, hello.
Hi, Craig.
We need to get a quick hello from you, Craig, so that we can adjust
Can you hear me?
your levels.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Is that okay?
No
It's
problem.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you, Craig.
Looks like an honest man to me.
Do you live,
Good
in
to
Doug- Do you live in Douglas, Craig?
No. I live in the UK. I live in the UK.
Okay.
Still looking honest. Still looking honest. Okay.
I am honest. I am honest.
Are you a flat earther or a globe
You're
earther?
honest, but can we get back to Paul?
No. I'm a flat earther, but I'm open.
All
I'm
right,
open
he's
to
not honest,
ideas.
never
But
mind. Okay.
listen, this is my view from listening to
We're in the
it.
middle of
Right?
something here.
So
Can we not let Paul finish what he was doing, and then you can Craig can then pronounce on some new subject or the new position? If we could.
Let him finish. We haven't even been.
Oh, he's
YouTube's in
where?
here.
Oh, you've scared them off, Rumpus.
No, I think YouTube did something there.
YouTube just. Oh,
Oh,
why
that's
would you do that to a flat earther?
not nice.
Why would anyone snipe someone? I mean,
Am I being shared or not? Probably not.
Yeah, you're right. Why would anyone? You're right. You're right. It's mass chaos.
I
Is
can
that still
see his
live?
screen.
I don't. I don't know if I'm being shared or not. Am
You-
I
you-
or
when you
not?
speak, you are. But
Well, we can click on your
Yeah,
click on your
well,
name,
obviously
Paul, and
people-
see it.
But obviously, we want people to be able
Yeah.
to see that in the YouTube. So if you could be presented, that would be
Yeah.
extremely
All right, enough.
useful.
Aye. Forgot about that.
All right.
Sometimes
So
you
if you wanna have a look,
Well, if you
does that
keep
look
speaking,
like a reasonable?
Paul, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Just keep
Do you agree that that's where Anthony was standing? I've actually put it a bit lower than the peak. Okay, so I've put him about there. So I've actually given him a bit of a lower elevation there, but that doesn't really matter.
You put him along. Yeah, I'm a little bit hard on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's where my point of view is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out, go over to the Isle of Man now, and show you where we intercept Douglas. All right. So here we go. There's now where is it? There it is. There's Douglas. So the red line comes through these cliffs here to Douglas.
It doesn't do that for me, Paul. I don't know why.
That's just one. That's not necessarily the one that goes past there. So there would be a red line that comes this way that goes to about there.
Is it just me, or does your sight line start on the island, Paul? Sorry, Paul.
Is it that is?
Paul, does your sight line start on the
elevation
island?
exaggeration on
Sorry,
Google
does that sight line start on the island, Paul?
Right,
Paul,
cool. Just checking.
Paul, does that sight line
Does
line start on the island or at St. Bees?
St. Bees. Which one? The red one that starts at St. Bees.
I'm just a bit baffled. You had a real objection to making observations when you zoomed in, and not only we zoomed in, we seem to have an aerial view now, Paul. I just don't understand why you've objected this. Are we all cool with looking at? Are we all cool with looking at? Are we all cool with looking at zoomed images now, or is that still an objection of yours, Paul?
Come on, Nathan.
Not come on. I'm asking Paul a question.
Stop
Do you have an objection with using this zoom function because we don't seem to be at the beach?
I want to know which.
Don't seem to be at the beach if you're making this observation, Paul.
There is
Why
no
not?
zoom function on Google Earth, Nathan.
Why aren't we using that then? Why are we over the top
There
of it in a
isn't
bird's
one.
eye
There
view?
isn't a
For
zoom
the
function on Google
elevation
Earth.
profile.
You worm, Nathan.
Can't we get
That's
the elevation
problem with
profile
the
from the
Google
beach
Earth.
at St.
That's why the
Bees?
images
Isn't that a
of
reasonable
Google Earth
objection,
can be-
like the same as Paul's objection? Can't we get this elevation profile looking from the beach at St. Bees in Google Earth?
No.
Oh right, like we couldn't look at that. Like we couldn't look at that peninsula from the St. Bees beach.
It's
Same
like
sort of
the
thing,
difference
right?
Between looking
Same sort of
straight
thing,
up
right? Curved. Like we couldn't
and
see
looking
any
at
of the island from
horizon
St. Bees.
implying that
That
it
was
doesn't curve.
Paul's objection. Why are you
It's a
jumping down
different
my
point of
throat
view.
when I am literally
It's a
having
different point of
exactly the
view.
same?
You're not
Exactly
gonna
the same
get to it,
objection
you
that
slide.
Paul had, and you're jumping down my
Profile is
throat.
a
I
side
jumped down
view,
Paul's
Nathan.
throat for the objection, and
You
you jumped down
understand
my
that?
throat for having a go at him. Now we've got the
Do you
same exact
understand that,
situation,
Nathan?
and
Do you
I'm saying to
understand the
Paul,
profile?
why don't we
let's
look at
just
the
note
elevation
Nathan's
profile from the
objection.
beach? And the answer is because it's ridiculous, isn't it, Paul?
Right, well, it's
You
not,
understand
Isn't it,
that
Paul?
profile is a side view,
if it was
Nathan.
this,
Yeah, it's okay, Paul.
If
We
it was
all
this
see what's going on. You call me a snivelling worm. My point is the same as your point, Paul. That's the bottom line here. That we can't do anything from the beach at St. Bees. We have to go over the top of the land. We have to zoom in and zoom out along the sight line.
Oh, so Nathan doesn't like it when people talk over him, but it's okay.
No, I'm
for
telling
Nathan
you,
to talk
Paul,
over
that
top
your
of everyone
objection
else
was
when they're giving
ridiculous.
a
I'm now
presentation.
making the
What
same
an idiot.
objection, and all of
Okay.
your cohorts
No, yeah, you're
are
just
telling me
talking
how
about
ridiculous
the same.
your
Slimy worms,
objection
slimy
was.
worms, slimy
Your
worms.
objection
not-
is
you
now
don't
my
wanna
objection,
actually hear
and
any
everyone's telling me
evidence,
how
do you?
ridiculous
You're
I
not
am.
really
And it's because
interested
they
in
agree
hearing
with me
anything of
that
any
your
value.
original
You just
objection
wanna make
was
bullshit
ridiculous.
arguments and
Yeah,
talk
no,
over
no.
the top
Your
of
argument
people.
has become my argument, and now you're telling me how ridiculous your argument is when used by me. That's what's happening here, Paul. I am showing what you have done to the audience and point out how ridiculous it is when I make the same exact point to you.
How ridiculous Nathan's argument.
Yeah, how ridiculous that we should try and get elevation profiles from the beach at St. Bees. How ridiculous. That was your point that you held back on 6 or 7 times, Paul. 6 or 7 times. You told Anthony to go back to the beach. Now here we are in the same situation with me making the same objection, and you're just trolling me, telling me how ridiculous it
Anyone
is.
that wants to present anything of any value.
Can we get back to the discussion?
Right, so you're ready to listen now, are you? Okay, good.
Hey,
Okay,
Nate, can we
which
get
tuft
back
of
on
trees
topic?
is it that which tuft of trees is it that Anthony's claiming? Is it this one here, or is it this one
No.
back here?
No.
Or
I don't
one
know.
of the other thousands of tufts of trees.
No. It's the one
Yeah,
that's on.
which one?
You can't see it from the satellite view, Paul. You've got to
Which
get
one?
down on the line of sight, otherwise you've got no chance.
What?
Well, which tuft of trees. Here is Douglas.
Which?
Trees
He's just said you've got to get down to the
obviously
profile that we see,
left,
Paul.
so
We're on a bird's eye
which tuft of
view. Did you
trees?
not hear him say that? Did you hear him say that?
Which tuft of trees?
Did you hear him say what he just said? He said, we're looking at a side profile. Now we're on an elevated bird's eye view. What part of that didn't you understand, Paul? Is it a comprehension problem again? Are we going to literally have the same problem 6 times with this issue? 6 times?
Would you want me to ask it for the 6th and 7th time? Which tuft of trees would you like me to use?
We have to get down to the profile that we see it like in the picture, Paul, like Anthony's just pointed out to you and you've completely ignored.
Nathan, Anthony's identified its location. Exactly. It doesn't matter where it's from an area.
No.
He said it's there. Then he tells where that is.
Right, gents.
Which tuft of trees?
Paul, please, just go down to the line of sight and
yes,
you can see
Anthony.
the tuft of trees.
Which tuft of trees, Anthony?
Okay, how about this, Anthony? You give us the location, longitude and
trees.
latitude. Anthony, you must know the longitude and latitude of the trees that you're talking about. Could you
sight,
please put that in the side chat? The Paul can then include it in there, and then you can go there.
No,
that
go down
make
to the
everything
line of sight and I can show it you.
No,
I like
give
to
us
be
the
empirical.
coordinates. Then
Go down to the
everything's
line
in
of sight,
there.
please, Paul. Come on. I've been really reasonable with you, Paul, and you're not playing fair.
We ask you for
I am playing fair. I'm asking you directly. Which tuft of trees? I can't get
I'm
any
giving
fairer
you a
than that,
direct
Anthony.
direction.
Tell me which tuft
Go
of
down to
trees
the
and I'll
line of
go to
sight,
it.
please,
Give us the
Paul.
coordinates.
There's nothing unfair about that.
Go down to the line of sight.
Tell me which
just
tuft
give
of
us the
trees and I will
coordinates.
go
There's
to
no doubt then.
We're not looking at it from the air, Paul. What's wrong with his objection?
He doesn't understand any of this. He doesn't understand why you're asking him for the details.
I don't even know where this is leading. I mean,
It's obfuscation. It's called trolling.
Yeah, I know.
Because he needs the ambiguity, that's why.
Let's just assume that Anthony's not willing to tell us which tuft of trees it is.
Yeah,
So
pick one then,
if it's this
I'm telling
tuft
you, Paul,
of trees,
go down to
then
the
you can
line of
see
sight and you'll see it in
quite
30
easily
seconds.
that it's
10 seconds.
It's not visible behind this giant cliff here, is it? Oh, what if
on
it's
the
another
cliff,
tuft of
Paul.
trees?
It's on the cliff. You're in the wrong place.
Huh?
Because I'm not a bird,
I'm not
Paul.
in the wrong. Well, would you tell me? I've asked you which place you want me to be.
I want you to be down on the line
Tell
of sight,
me.
please, Paul,
Tell
for the
me
4th
which place
time.
you want me to be, Anthony.
On the line of sight, Paul, for the 5th time.
Which place would you like me to? Which
on the line of
tuft
sight,
of
Paul, for the
trees?
6th
There are
time.
not that many tuft of trees here. Is it this
Anthony,
tuft of
On
trees?
the line of sight, Paul, for the 7th time.
Okay, right, let's turn you guys down while I do my last link. So we have approximately half an hour left on this live stream. I hope you're all enjoying the debate thus far. If you would like to join the debate, there is a link in the info box below this video. Simply mute the page you are currently watching to join the discussion and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside the show while it's live. Props to the guy who dropped his super chat. I don't know his name, my apologies, but thank you very much. If you do join the debate, there are a couple of rules in the Hangout. Number 1, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. As I say, there is approximately half an hour left on this stream if you did want to join it. Please share the show on social media if you've not done so already. And one last time, if you are new to the channel or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate.
Yeah. Oh, gee, that tuft of trees is also hidden behind the curve.
My crowds.
All right.
Well, presumably the tuft. I mean, I'm
tuft
guessing
of trees
the
does
most favourable tuft of trees would be that little one right on the side of right next to Douglas, isn't it? Isn't that the best?
Come on,
the
Paul,
most...
come down to the line of sight
Yeah,
for the
that's what I
8th
would have thought.
time.
Isn't that one
It's not
right next to
difficult,
Douglas?
Paul.
The one?
Come
Yeah,
down
that
to
one
the
there,
line of
yeah.
sight
Is that
for the
one?
This one
9th
here?
time.
This one here.
Oh, we can't see you.
Down to the
Okay.
line of sight, Paul,
No,
for the
this
10th
bit down
time.
near
Yeah.
Douglas. Isn't that what he?
Huh?
Down
Yeah,
to the line
bit
of
further to
sight,
the right.
Paul, for the 11th time. Down to
Yeah,
the line
what?
of sight, Paul, for the 12th time.
Give us the coordinates you
No,
want
I'm
to
asking
use.
you. Just
No.
give us the coordinates you want us to
No,
use.
get down to the line of sight, Paul.
Why
You
won't
he
can
needs
see
the
it
Anthony, why
ambiguity.
won't you do that?
Because he needs
What
the
is your
ambiguity.
problem?
You know
No,
where the
I don't
tuft
want
of
it to be
trees is.
ambiguous. I
Tell
want it
us
to
which
match
tuft
the
of
evidence, and we
trees.
have the evidence from a side profile,
you can't-
not a bird's eye angle.
Can't you tell us which tuft of trees we're supposed to be going to?
Yes, I
But
can,
you've
Paul, but I want you
identified
to
them,
do it
haven't you?
properly.
Yeah, and
So
it's
which
amazing.
tuft of trees?
Right,
It's
Nathan,
amazing,
moderate this
Anthony.
point. Does he want the GPS, or should he do what I'm asking?
Just do the Google Earth. Go to Google Earth. Click on Google Earth, the little blog.
That's a fair
and
enough
it will
question.
tell you the position
Sorry.
in coordinates of the
tell
way
me-
you the
If I
blog.
can ask
Tell
a
me which
simple
tuft of
question,
trees,
Paul.
Anthony.
I'll ask a question and then
Which
we can
tuft
move
of
on,
trees?
hopefully. Paul, why do you want to do it from a bird's eye view?
Because we're trying to find out which tuft of trees Anthony wants me to go to.
And I've told you.
Because
Anthony
Nathan,
won't tell us
we
which
wanted to
tuft
see whether or not you could see Douglas going along that line. You won't be able to see where it's going through cliffs and things. Only from the aerial view will you see if there's a problem with it going through the cliffs on, to the north of Douglas.
I mean, I don't know what the objection is on either side. So, okay, that's fine. That seems perfectly reasonable. Why don't you want to give him the GPS coordinates to just stick in, Anthony?
Because he's the one that's on screen. He should be doing it. It would take him 10 seconds to do it, but he won't do it.
It would take you 10
You can't
seconds.
give the coordinates for what you claim is the trees.
You're making
when you
the
won't say
claim
where
here
they
about where
are.
something is not.
Yeah, they tend to work with the coordinates. Just give them the
How
coordinates.
stupid can anybody be, Riley?
Make me get your data.
I'm putting the coordinates in the side chat for the disruptive people in. They are now in the
Why are you
side
so
chat.
dishonest,
Go for your
Riley?
life.
Oh, no, we're disruptive.
Just give the coordinates.
absolutely disruptive.
It's easier if you actually just type them in on screen and then they can see them.
Quit obfuscating, Riley.
They're in the side chat, in the public chat, not the side chat. The public chat.
Just tell us, Anthony.
No. We want them in the group chat, or so we can pick them up and copy and paste them.
Fine.
That makes
Copy them in
much easier.
Skype. Give me a second. I'll just transition.
Why can't you just read them out?
Well, because you never get it right, and then how do you know you got it right? And there's always confusion. You have to read it back. If you just type it,
Right, you asked for the GPS coordinates, and I put them in the public chat. What more do you want?
Can't you give latitude and longitude coordinates?
That's what he's doing, I believe.
All Anthony has to do is to click on the coordinates. We put a marker there, and it will then has a northerly and a westerly.
Yep.
You just simply select
Copy-paste.
copy and paste. That's all he has to do. It takes about 3 seconds.
He's in Skype. It's not in the Hangout.
It's been there ages.
Already.
Lottie, you sound terrible, mate. You sound like you're
Someone can just scroll at the public chat.
speaking through a cardboard box.
I can't see it now.
I don't know why Anthony just doesn't tell me. Which
Maybe just say them.
He must know visually where it is. I mean,
just read them out, Anthony, just so we can
Do
go
I go
forward.
left, right, up,
I don't
down?
think they can hear me.
we've told us where your
can hear
tuft
you.
of trees are. We've
They can
given
hear
you
you.
coordinates. We've given you an aerial view. We've given an angled
We've
line of
given you a
sight view.
bearing.
We've given you a bearing, everything you could ever want, including coordinates for our tuft of trees. And for some reason, Anthony wants to keep it a secret.
Yeah, and bearing in mind he's got a third video that's going to blow all this out of the water. So, pointless.
Right, genitals. I'm not going to say it again. It's in the public chat. Go and copy and paste it. For damn sake.
Do you see how you guys continue to talk about tufts
Take
of
your
trees?
female ankles and
Even
put them
though
on.
I pointed it
I
out
know.
to you guys, I was like, "Hey, he's gonna try to do this to you," and you guys continue to do it.
Can
I mean,
anybody
you guys are
see-
the fools.
can
You
anybody
all on the
posted
panel are
correct?
fools.
Talk until you've been introduced,
Take your girly
unfortunately.
ankles, Tim, and
It's
fuck
what I
off.
posted
Tim had
correct.
an introduction earlier, Lottie.
Is what I posted correct?
Can he see the group chat? Is he?
Can
you see the
anybody
group
hear
chat?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I posted the coordinates
Tim
in the
does have a
group
point.
chat that Everett Anderson posted.
your sphere world order.
Are those coordinates correct?
We've been
Riley?
joined by
Can
P.
anybody-
Mars. How you doing, P?
Anthony, can you see the group chat? Can you see what
I
Curve
want to buy
posted?
those shoes, Pete.
Anthony,
I
can you
want
see
some of
what
those shoes, Pete. Where can I get
Can't
them?
see the group chat. No, I'm not in the hangout. Am I?
Can't see the right. He can't see the group chat.
They are the correct coordinates to what Sleeping Warrior posted in the public chat.
They are. I'm going to post them again.
Oh, when he means the public chat, he means the YouTube chat, does he?
Yeah,
Yeah, live chat.
God, right, okay,
This is
you
why.
say that.
This is why it would have took you 10 seconds to get down on the line of sight. It's ridiculous.
All right. Well, I posted them again so that you can confirm it. You can see it on Nathan's screen,
Can you
correct?
see that, Paul, in the group
No, I
chat?
can't
then?
see it. All I've got is
54
the
degrees,
the
8
group
minutes, 30 seconds, 30.11
Just copy and paste
seconds.
it. Damn it. This is why I said go down onto the line of sight. It would have been over with about 10 minutes ago.
As long as us flat Earth are here, you will not lie to the childrens.
Very, very good. The fewer interruptions, the better. Can we get this confirmed? Did I post the correct coordinates for you, Anthony?
I do not know. I cannot see them. Just copy and paste.
It's in
If
the
you say
live
you've
chat.
copied and pasted
The live
it curved,
chat. That's
I'll
should be.
accept
Is it
it
not on
curved.
Nathan's screen?
Put them into the
Is Nathan
computer,
not
boys and
showing it
girls,
anymore?
and let's move on.
They are
This
the
is why I
correct
don't give
coordinates.
GPS, because it becomes ridiculous.
Why
It's
are you
like dealing with
reluctant for us to
5-year-olds.
investigate this, Anthony?
Why do you want to move on, Riley?
Yeah, exactly. I would have thought you'd want to keep on this subject if you were very keen on it being that's
I
what you
want to
believe.
move off the
Spoke
GPS
about it for 2
coordinates
days.
part of the subject. I want the consensus on the trees. Let's move back
Right, exactly.
to the evidence.
So you've given us a
and
coordinate
let's
trees,
get
and Paul is now going to
consensus.
put that into
You have the
his Google Earth.
GPS. Put them on the screen. Identify the trees. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Right, Paul. You
Oh,
see,
damn it.
Paul, you got those coordinates. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I have. But how do I put them in
suicide?
as degrees, minutes, and seconds?
What
I'll try and do is just copy and paste. All right.
Well
if
done,
you move
Paul.
your pointer around, it gives you your coordinates at the bottom
Let's all give
right-hand
Paul a
corner
slow
on the
clap
screen.
for doing copy and paste.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
no need.
I'm just going to try and copy and paste them in. All right.
Paul, go to search. Go to the search button, Google Earth, and just put them in there. Put them in the search.
Paul can't even search, and he expects us to accept his evidence.
No, Anthony, come on, just let him do it. Don't control him.
Try that. I mean,
yeah, top left search. Yeah. Yeah, top left of the window.
Put them in the search dialog box. Paul.
Top left of the window.
Means you need to close the dialog box you got open with the word cancel.
That's what I'm doing. I'm putting them in. I'm just copying and pasting them direct from the side chat into here. Okay. There you go. That's the coordinates in. So the tuft of trees, wherever Anthony. Where is it?
I'm not entirely sure that'll work, Paul.
You have to.
No, you've got to put it in the top left thing, Paul. You've got to put it in the top left.
Oh, hang on.
Of your Google Earth window, not in there, not in the markup, in the Google Earth top left corner is a search dialog with where you enter coordinates and locations, and you can enter them in longitude and latitude as well as given.
Why Anthony just doesn't tell us where the tuft.
Yeah, I know he's an idiot, but let's go with.
I tried, and you wanted the GPS, so I gave you the GPS.
He just gave you the
and you're messing it
coordinates.
up.
He just literally gave
That's
you the
why I didn't
coordinates.
want to give you the GPS.
As if a tuft of trees is going to make the Earth flat.
I know.
Paul, just
What
type
are
them
you
into
talking
the thing at the
about?
top left.
Oh my god.
Paul,
you need to shut that dialogue.
Hold on.
Rumpus.
Let Rumpus. Hold on. Dawn and Anthony, shut up a second. Hold on. Let Rumpus explain to Paul what to do.
I'm just going to cut and paste them into there. All right. Hang on. I'm going to cut them out of the.
Because he's got two different cut and paste to do. So.
And make sure you don't put. He's got a bonus space in it. Be careful about the bonus space. Oh god, it's not working for me actually.
Is that right?
It's because you've got the ruler dialog box open. You need to shut the ruler dialog box.
Oh, that's gone somewhere. That's gone somewhere completely different.
Yeah,
I don't know where the hell that's.
You've given us the. That doesn't look right. Yeah, that's not right.
So that means Curve didn't copy and paste properly.
It's in the chat, Riley, you moron.
He tried to get it to go down to the line of sight, and you didn't want to do it, Paul. You wanted coordinates. He's given you them, and now we've had a bit of an issue with the cut and paste. Let's not lose patience with each other. We just need them either cutting and pasting again without the gap.
Nathan, that's so rich.
Nathan, do me a favour. Can you share my screen?
Riley, you mong.
Oh, come on.
Nathan, please share my screen. I'll show them how to do copy and paste.
Hold on. What do you want to share?
I'll just share my screen on Skype.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm sorry.
Okay. We just try and have patience with everybody else on the panel. Everybody on the panel. We need to get in there.
I can't believe you can't copy numbers.
But my trees.
I copy and pasted it into the chat, so.
If you have coordinates and we have coordinates, we have no coordinates.
What the hell?
He fails at everything.
No. You guys can't copy and paste. It's that simple.
And the
I'm going to show you how to do it.
Video's going to pull us
Very
over
simple.
anyway.
You were asked if it was correct,
It matches
Riley.
perfectly. So when I show it, guys, then you'll have the tuft of trees. But if you'd have gone down to the eye line, it'd have been finished about 15 minutes ago. This point.
Okay, can guys, bear with us. Can you actually share your screen, Anthony, please?
Oh, is it not shared? Hang on.
No, I mean actually, whatever you're going to share, you're on screen with the November.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I want to
The point still is that Anthony hasn't calculated the bearings to any of these things that he's identified.
The bearings. We're just trying to. Right, Nathan. Just
Unless you can't
is my
put the
Skype
bearings
screen
to them, Anthony,
Hold
it's
on.
meaningless.
Paul, just bear with us. Your Skype screen is shared with the
Bearing
Hangout.
with us, you mean?
Thank you.
Right, can you see the chat? Can you see the chat, guys?
Not very easily.
You either see the chat window or you don't.
What you're saying, Nathan.
Well, no, you've only got your face on your screen share. Maybe stop screen sharing and start screen sharing again.
Would you believe it was so difficult to get the coordinates out of Anthony? I mean, this is just incredible.
I've given it many times. It isn't my fault that you guys can't do it.
It's almost as hard as getting his observation height.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, either way, just point or give us the coordinates.
It's these demonstrably true facts that he
We've
has
got
a
him on
problem with.
screen. Hold on. Got him on screen.
Boys and girls. Have I lost sound?
No, you're still there, and they can see them. If you can just stop on any of the coordinates that you say are correct, because several people have reposted them.
Here we go, guys. Look. So this is the chat, and you can see as we scroll up, I gave about 15 occasions, which are around about...
They're all wrong!
No, they're not. Look. So we'll go with this one.
Why don't you just share your Google Earth and show us which tuft of trees, Anthony?
Yeah, you show us, Anthony, which way you think. You point to them, and then
you show us which tuft of trees.
Yeah, you show us on English
Hey,
stuff.
hey, Riley, show me where that's not what I pasted in the chat.
Right. Paste, press enter, and
Show
look
me
what
that's
it does,
not
boys.
what I
How hard
pasted.
was that? There you go. There's
You're
knobhead's
making your
trees.
Vapid accusations, moron.
Which tuft of trees?
Hold on, let's
I've given you the GPS coordinates, Paul. I've asked you to go down to the sea level and do it.
I can't believe it.
You haven't done either.
This
You
much
failed,
fight over
Paul.
giving us coordinates.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
There you go, Paul. What's hard with that,
I'm
Paul?
not interested in that.
Absolutely
I'm not interested in that.
nothing,
I want to know
Paul.
which tuft of trees.
I think it's been deliberately obtuse.
Show me
Tuft
on
of
Google
trees,
Earth
Paul.
which tuft of
And
tree.
that tuft of trees. And when we line it up
Mark
with the
off the
evidence,
tree.
Paul.
Okay,
perfect.
Anthony, zoom in, move over to the tuft of trees, and then go and look down, so we can see what it looks like from above.
Go over to the tuft of trees and look down.
That's it. Move to the tuft of trees. Right now, go up.
Go
you do
up,
that?
you mean like change my elevation?
Yeah, just no. Come up. So we want to look down. We want to look down on those trees. Can we do that, please?
Right, I've given you the GPS coordinates, guys. It's not difficult. You just copy and paste it in the box.
Well, no, that hasn't worked.
Took us to France.
Coordinates.
It works for me. So why does it not work for you? Are you too illiterate computer-wise?
Well, all three people have done it, and we've all gone to the wrong place.
Right, because none of you can copy and paste properly. It's in the side chat, and I'll do it again for you.
Sometimes Google Earth does
Show me
this.
where I cut and paste anything other than what you're showing, Riley.
Done this to me before.
All you've got to do is copy what I've put in the side in the
I
public
did.
chat.
Been in France,
Paste
but,
it
you know.
into the window, and
Anthony,
it
can
takes
you
you
look
straight
down?
to
Can you
it.
look down on your thing of trees, please? Can you change so you're looking down your trees rather than from the side view?
Slimy mong.
No, illiterate computer people.
Right, zoom out so we can just check where you are. There we
you
go.
go.
There we go. Right, there we identified the tuft of trees. There you are, Paul.
Finally.
We've got the...
No, not finally. Don't be passing this on to me. I gave it many times, and all I asked was a line of sight. Paul wanted
What is he
GPS,
talking
and then
about?
totally wrecked it.
Right, so that's we've got the marker. We've got the marker on screen, Paul. So can you go in to look at that? And I'm going to try and work out why these coordinates don't work. There must be a space or something.
It's not a tuft of trees. There's not even a tuft of trees there.
I didn't think it was. That's what I thought.
Oh my god!
He's an idiot, isn't he?
What do you mean it's not a tuft of
There's
trees?
not even a tuft of trees there.
You are
Are you kidding me? It's all bush shrubbery stuff. You can see them on the picture. What the hell are they?
There's a couple of...
Yeah, it's a bush.
You've got to be kidding me.
You've got a bush there.
Gotta be...
Riley.
If it's not trees, what is
I've
it?
got to put my other bits on. Give me my other bits.
How can you be so stupid that you're utterly immune to shame?
It is
God.
right. Well, you all laugh your heads off. Who cares?
Oh,
We're just
dear.
identifying
Yeah.
a location. It doesn't matter if it's
This is
isolated.
hilarious. Yeah.
Who cares?
It's either
Who cares?
bushes, hedges, trees. It's
You found
exactly what we're
Yeah.
looking at.
Now that Riley failed epically again, now it's who cares.
No, who cares
Right.
what it
Go
is
away
on top
and
of the
bring me
hill?
a
We're
chair.
trying to
Yeah.
identify a specific location. That's
Nice
it.
one.
At least I think Nathan recognises it though. At least.
Wow.
This does
Unlike
not
the
defeat
rank
any
here.
arguments. The fact that you've laughed at what's
No
on top
wonder
of a
you
hill
didn't
is
reveal
just
where it was.
childish. You're just being childish. Who cares? It's
Right.
just some
By
bush.
that assertion, then,
Who gives a
you
crap?
guys would argue that these are not trees because they look flat.
Basically,
Like
they've
the
turned the
rest of
argument
flat.
into is it trees or not because they are literally idiots.
Right,
Guys.
okay, maybe he didn't.
The guy has been saying this morning, a tuft of trees, tuft of trees.
But
There's a
my
bush there.
trees.
Tuft of trees.
All trees, and they're all flat.
Paul and I have been identified as a good solid
Yeah,
wood.
they're just wasting time.
Yeah.
I
And
think
they
it's
actually
just wasting
match,
time.
they actually match with the bearing on the picture.
Oh,
Well, let's go over to the.
dear.
Yeah.
They can chew out enough time until Google changes the rendering tomorrow, I think.
There's another tough
Yeah, that
tree.
looks like that's
Yeah,
a very
but
tough tree.
You want that? You want that?
If we go to your tuft of trees, look how flat it looks from the other side.
Christmas
All
trees.
right, how about we go to that tuft of trees then?
They look flat on the other side, Paul. They're not a tuft of trees. They're flat.
No laughter for this tuft of trees. Suddenly, this tuft of trees that Paul identified is not so hysterical.
those-
I wonder why. What a surprise.
Yeah.
No
Because
hysterical
they're actually
laughter.
trees, maybe, I don't
Hold
know.
on. Why is there no hysterical
Yeah,
laughter,
actually
Dick
trees.
Brains?
The
Why is
trees
this
that I
tuft of
identified
trees
were actually
any less
trees.
amusing? Hello? Why is this tuft of trees not hysterically funny?
Because they're actually trees, maybe, I don't know.
It just looks like the same blob of stuff. It's just an aerial view of stuff. It's nothing. It's not funny in the slightest. You are all just being dicks.
inaccurate with your word choice.
No, you're just being dicks. There's nothing funny about any of these patches of land. It's a dark patch
Come on,
of
keep searching around. I wanna-
stuff. Who cares? It's not funny.
So in other words,
So what is it? If these are not trees, what do you think these are then? They've all
cares
got
what they
shadows
are?
on them.
keep searching. You'll find some trees somewhere.
I
Anthony.
got the screen grab here I did from Google earlier.
Was this your trolling point? Was this as good as you've got to troll him about what it actually
As
is?
opposed to the,
And there's
Who cares? It's just a location. You guys going to get over yourselves, or are you going to continue to behave like 6-year-olds?
and then we actually found it.
Paul, are you going to get
Introduce the
over
new
this,
guest.
or are you going to continue to behave like a 6-year-old for the next 15 minutes and chew out the rest of the time?
introduce the
Nonsense.
Well, let them troll. Let them troll me.
We should introduce Tuft of Trees. Welcome to the show, Tuft of Trees.
Hello, Tuft of Trees.
Hello, Tuft of Trees. Good to have you. That's priceless. That is some of the best trolling
Two
I have
houses in
seen today.
Ballycannal are very prominent. One of
That
which
was excellent.
at one point Anthony said was on the beach, but I've actually got the two bearings on these two prominent houses in Ballycannal. You can see the tuft of trees right behind them. In fact, that was on the coordinates I gave the other day, yesterday. I gave them just the bearing slightly off. And if you go down here, you can see what the tuft. Whoops, I shouldn't have moved that. You can see here. You can see here again Ballycannal, and you can see the profile, the elevation going on to the tuft of trees, and you can see the tuft of trees here is right on this ridge, and it's at 195 meters. And you can see that there here, the blue line is the line of sight to St. Bees, because Anthony claimed yesterday that it didn't have a line of sight for this tuft of trees to St. Bees. And in fact, you do very easily. And you've even got the angle, which is 0.4149 degrees from that, if you allow for 20 Vs, to St. Bees. It's perfectly clear. You can see here the profile of the beach here coming along. And of course, what Anthony was doing, he was putting Google Earth, because there's no zoom feature in Google Earth, he kept on putting the camera down here and saying, oh, look, if I'm down here, you can't see the trees. Well, of course not, but you're not. You're at St. Bees, and therefore the line of sight is this blue line I've got here.
Yeah, but
And
hang
the
on.
nicely on the ridge,
If the earth
and they're
was
20
curved,
This is to scale. This tree is actually to scale to the elevation. That's 20 meters, because they look like quite big trees. Trees, 20 meters or so, big tree, and that's 20 meters worth of tree. And you can see there's a line of sight to St. Bees, which Anthony claimed did not exist for this set that we showed him yesterday. Because Paul showed this actual same plot of wood yesterday, and I then followed up by saying the same thing, although there was a bit of a row, probably perhaps not clear. But anyway, there's a line of sight to it. And there we have it. Tuft of trees, Ballycannal, all goes together beautifully, all is synchronized. End of story.
Right. Well, no, it's not end of story, is it? Because we're back to the point that I'm asking you guys to concede.
Right.
If we go with your tuft of trees, which I'm happy to do,
anything, Anthony.
I want you to give me the point on the head.
Unlike you, Anthony, we don't deny facts.
Hold on.
Anthony,
So the starting point of this. Hold on.
So why should we ever concede anything to you?
I will
Because it's
concede
factually
that the
correct.
facts are correct.
It's
Okay,
factually
Riley,
correct. It
I
matches the
concede the
evidence.
facts are correct.
The
And
facts
there's
are
your
correct.
concession.
Correct. So if the facts are correct, then you've got to give me that head that I'm asking for.
I don't have to give
To
you
what end?
that.
What do you want it for?
Here you go. It breaks down.
Identified the tuft of trees.
It breaks
Did
down
you just-
Gentlemen,
We
I
don't
will
need to talk
concede
about
that
tufts
your
of
point of
trees.
trees.
We don't need to
Listen.
talk about
Try
any
to
of
keep
this.
up curved. He's
We have
explaining
to
it.
do-
We want to
Hold
talk
on,
about
hold on. We're
your
limited for time. Let's
observations
just.
from
We've got back to
Anthony.
this
Line-
point. Thank you, Rumpus. You are my superstar at the moment. Now we've got
Line
back to
up-
the beginning point that Paul tried to stop being answered for about 20 minutes. Then we've had non-stop trolling. So now we've got to the
Line
point
up-
where Rumpus is
I
saying
wonder,
yes.
I wonder why that is.
Rumpus is saying yes,
Yeah.
and Anthony is saying yes. They have a consensus about what the mound of trees is. So now we can move on.
Line up the peaks in the composite.
Right at the start.
Just trolling from Paul and Curved. Trolling from Paul and Curved. Rumpus is the only one of you who wants to move forward.
I will give you guys, I'll concede that your clump of trees is better than mine. I will concede that the three lights match up. I will concede that the houses that are here line up with the houses that are here, even though I don't think they do. I will also concede that this bit up here matches this bit.
Curved, he's explaining it. Why do you keep interrupting him?
I want him to say it.
I will concede all of these points that I don't agree with, but I will concede if you guys give me this bit down here, matches this bit down here.
It's not
Why is it that every time we get to the point, Curved interrupts? Why is it that? Why is that?
What town is that?
See, we've got a distraction question, so we've got to the point again. Now, Curved's introducing distraction.
Not a distraction question at all.
It is. It is. This is what we see, according to you. We've now identified the tuft of trees, hysterical though it may not be. We have also got a line of sight to Balakanel that you claim we have. Now, we want to identify what's to the left of it. It's perfectly reasonable. Perfectly reasonable.
Peaks in Peak Finder.
Shut up, Curved. Curved, you offer nothing. Rumpus is the only person who's offering anything at the moment, so shut up, Curved. Shut up.
Line up the peaks.
Shut up. Keep your mouth shut. You've got nothing to offer. Shut up. Rumpus is the only one trying to move forward.
You're breaking the rules.
Shut up.
No.
Rumpus is the only one trying to move forward. Rumpus, you are the only one who deserves any respect on this panel.
I agree. Rumpus should be the one that we speak to. Rumpus, will you agree with me if I concede the trees, and I concede this, and I concede that, and I don't agree with you, but I'll concede it if you give me this? Do you agree? Come on,
it's not a negotiation. You do not negotiate.
Facts are not subjected to your whims, Anthony.
Line up the peaks.
Yeah,
the peaks are identifiable.
Anthony, we've shown you to be 100% wrong on every claim you've made so far. Why on earth?
So why would you have why would you have any problem with giving me this head here?
Why would you want
that head?
Because it's not a matter of giving you something, Anthony.
We've measured We've measured the angles. We've compared with Peak Finder, and that is not Douglas.
We have to demonstrate it.
So if you're not going to give it me, Rumpus, this is the alternative. That clump of shrubs, trees, whatever, is that. You have the land that's the houses that are there. Is that. It's blocked by this land, and there's the other piece that's there.
You're not the king of the Isle of Man. You don't issue decrees.
So that would then leave us these three lights over here, which line up with these three.
Whims,
1, 2, 3. And then we have
your analysis of the bearings, Anthony.
The lighthouse. So if you're not going to give me the other one, you've got to give me this
bearings, Anthony.
Which one is it?
You're really coming off like a desperate douche, Riley. You should get a better game.
I'm giving you the choice.
Your analysis of the bearings, Anthony.
You've got to give one set of the trees. You can either give me my trees or I'll give you your trees.
Anthony,
if I give you your trees,
it's not a negotiation.
We're not going to back down the fact.
All I'm asking for is this little land here. If this little land here is that, I'm happy. Can we move forward, Rumpus, or not?
No, Riley, you need some leverage. Who are you holding hostage?
Got a simple, really reasonable from where I'm sitting, guys. He's got a ridge. It's got the three lights on it. The end of that ridge must be in view. So why won't you concede it?
Look at the Peak Finder comparison.
No, we're looking at the evidence, Curved. It's there in the evidence. Peak Finder. There it is. Do you see his mouse pointer? Curved. Do you see his mouse pointer?
Nathan.
Do you see it or not? Do you see his mouse pointer?
Are you denying that the Peak Finder comparison
Curved,
is not
it's back to you offering nothing but being a troll.
Why don't you answer the question?
You're a troll. You're doing nothing for this conversation. Nothing.
Rumpus?
I'm doing everything for this conversation.
Rumpus?
I'm advancing it.
Rumpus, let me speak to Rumpus. I want to move forward, right? And if you're not prepared... Yeah, right, Rumpus, listen, let me speak to you, Rumpus.
Is that mouse pointer on the tuft of trees, you saying?
Rumpus, let me speak with you a sec. If you're not keen on giving me that, I will give you another concession. If you're prepared to, I want that. All I want is that tuft, that thing. I will also give you.
The facts aren't negotiated.
Wait, Paul.
So, Paul, why are you here? Why are you here, Paul?
For the truth, Nathan.
Right, go and spread your truth elsewhere. If you already have the truth, Paul, there's no point in you being here.
Oh, go spread the truth elsewhere.
Did you hear what I just said, Paul? Paul, if there's no negotiation...
Don't come here. Go somewhere else. You want to bring the truth.
If you've got no negotiation to have, then you're a dogmatist and you don't belong here. If there's no further conversation, it's already been decided by you, you have no place here. None.
You've already decided the Earth is flat.
No, we are discussing it and debating it. That's what's happening right now. Paul, on the other hand, has decided that the discussion is over. That's what Paul's decided. So I'm trying to establish why he's here.
Look at any evidence that he doesn't agree with.
Right, this is what we're trying to establish.
Let's stay on track. Let's stay on it. Rumpus.
Peak binder's already been established.
Curved shush. Rumpus, I'm talking to you. Are you listening?
You shush.
Yeah, I'm listening, yeah.
Right,
Quit
I
talking
will
with your
even
mouth
concede that little bright light there and that little bright light there, I'll even concede that would be the right of one of the two.
No, that's
this
not
one
that
could
one.
be
You made a mistake there as
this
well.
one here would be the left one of the two.
You got the wrong one. I've identified. I can give you the coordinates of those two houses.
Oh no, sorry,
it's the one on the
it's that
beach
one there,
wrong.
isn't it? It's that big one.
That's right. That's the second one. Yes, well done. Well done. You've identified. I did give you the coordinates about 2 weeks ago for that house. That's Di Gio Strober. Yes, you're right. That is one of the houses. Well done.
I will concede that one and that one match up.
No, it's not that.
One.
No, you keep on pointing to one of the beaches. It's not that one. It's the one. There's one next. If you go back to your screen, it's not the one down the bottom right. The two houses. One you picked one, but the other one is incorrect. I can point to the other one if you like.
If it's not this one, Rumpus, which is it?
It's not that one. It's not
which one?
That one. Right. It's the one. The second one you pointed to is one of them, which was the one. If you go to right, 1 o'clock from there.
Yeah, I get it. I'm with you. It's either this one or this one. I get it. What I'm asking is, what's the first one?
The first.
If it's not this one,
the first one
which is it?
Hold on. If you scoot, it's not there. Go up and zoom in a bit. I've identified. Hold on. Stop. It's this one here. Where you got? Where you had the hand. I believe it to be this one. Just no down. They're there. I believe it's that one or the one to the right of it is what I've identified it as.
So you wouldn't go with the big massive white thing?
No, it's not that one. That is not that one near the beach. No.
All right.
And if you
I'll give it you.
You'll see this is actually very white. This house, I know it looks dark from the top, but when you see it from the side, or was it the one to the right of that? I can't remember now which. It's either it's one on that road.
Come on, Rumpus, come on. If I agree with you that house matches this one, and I don't agree with you, but I'll do it for the sake of moving on. Will you? And I agree with this one.
That's not agreement.
Being this one.
You're saying I'll agree with you if you agree with this.
Exactly.
That's not moving on.
I'm asking for a concession,
I don't believe what I'm saying, but I want you to concede something later on. But I won't agree to. That's no meaning.
So I can use this later on.
Yeah, it's no value whatsoever.
I'm asking for a consensus. I'm asking for a concession. All I'm asking, if I give you all of them, you've got to give me that matches that.
Because if you Anthony, if you were to concede those houses were so part, now measure the angle between them, and then if you multiply that angle to the point where you want, you'll find that it cannot be Douglas. You can do some simple math yourself. If you concede those two houses are what we say they are,
I don't care about the calculation, Rumpus.
You can measure the angle between them.
Does it
you
match?
Multiply out by that, and you'll find that you cannot get to Douglas with that. You'll only get where it is to the cliffs to the left of Bowel Drain.
Rumpus, listen. I don't accept the calculated angles, okay? Now, you've done them and you do. So I'm saying if you accept the calculated angles and all these are the same, you've got to accept that lump there on the corner matches that lump that's there.
Accept
Come on.
2 + 2 = 4, Riley.
Look, Anthony, you can see those two houses that I've identified are very close together, yet the space on your Zoom thing they're quite far apart. So you can see the scale you've got there, and you can see where the tufted trees are. You can see how far the tufted trees is online, how far to the left of it is of that house. And so you can see, gosh, that's actually not a very big area of land when you zoom in. And you can just multiply the scale of the degree, and you'll see that you cannot get to Douglas by doing that. You'll find it's a much nearer piece of land.
Rumpus, I don't agree that this is the right area because I don't believe these houses are anywhere near big enough. For me, these houses that you're identifying are city centre buildings that are 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 stories high. If you want these to be here, you've got to give me that this here matches that. You have to, because it matches. For me, it doesn't match, but I'm prepared to give it you. Come on, I'm not being unreasonable. It's either that bit there or that bit there. But either way, it's there.
And with that, I'm going to say, first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and, of course, for sharing this debate. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.